This is quality content. Dude is my age. Marcus is my age, and he's got like 50 years of fucking experience.
Because what the fuck out of her chest.
Louis Armstrong was the midwife that helped birth ska from the cloaca of punk.
You guys heard it here first at LTN Media. There's packs of wild stray dogs that control most of the major cities. Anytime you just hear, almost the lava, lava. It's like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Less Than Normal. If you want to move mountains, get a really, really big bulldozer. Chris? Hey,
Any other nuggets of wisdom you got for us?
Yes.
Well,
banana
you're
flavoring tastes like bananas from when banana flavoring was made. So banana flavoring tastes like real bananas, but the species of bananas that it tastes like doesn't exist anymore. Everyone uses the Cavendish banana now.
Okay. Thanks for that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Less Than Normal. I am Chris. Joined with me, as always, is Bree and Dave. Bree out here looking adorable today.
I didn't feel like doing my hair, so this is what we get.
Honestly, it's a look. I feel like you should rock that.
Hang on. Now I feel like I need to...
And I don't have green hair, so I can't fit the vibe.
Do you have a green hat?
I don't, for obvious reasons.
Oh.
What are those obvious reasons?
Dave, I want you to take a look at me and think about why I wouldn't own a green hat.
I thought leprechauns were required by law to own a green hat. I can't get my hair to do the thing. It's mad today.
That's rough.
The good news is I can finally use, because you can't like wash with shampoo for X amount of time after you dye it, or the dye just comes right out. The dye has to set.
Yeah.
So I've just been like rinsing it out real good, and it's fucking, I should be able to wash it tonight, which is nice. Like wash it. And then my hair will end up being blonde again, almost guaranteed.
See, I don't have that problem because I just shave my hair the fuck off.
And look at his beard, it's natural color.
Yeah. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, I have to embrace the fact that I have red hair. You know.
Mohawk.
I got to embrace it.
Mohawk.
Full egg.
No, I can't go full egg.
He can't go full egg.
I have been told
I won't allow
by
it.
so many people. Also, I feel like if I shave my beard, I will be newly single. So, you know, we're not trying to go there. We're happy. So, can't fuck with the beard.
Happy. Leave the beard.
Also, I look really gross without facial hair. So,
I wouldn't say gross.
But
Although, to be fair, I feel like I look gross without facial hair just because I'm not used to looking
Yeah.
at my face without facial hair.
yeah. Real quick before we get into everything, I do want to say, if you want to go check me out, I'm also somewhere else on the internet. Miles and Motorsports is the place you can find me. They currently have on the show today as a guest current NASCAR Cup Series driver Harrison Burton, which is awesome. That's a really big step for them, and I'm super happy for them. They're a bunch of good guys, so if you're into racing, go check them out. Guys, how was everyone's weeks past? Bree, I know you saw a movie or two. How was your week?
I got stung by a bee.
Ooh.
Not allergic,
That's-
right?
No.
Okay, so mild
That's good.
inconvenience as opposed to
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go into
Okay.
anaphylactic shock. I was just pissed.
Yeah.
mild
that's the only-
inconvenience versus near-death experience. I'll take the mild inconvenience
Yeah.
every time.
I'll take being pissed off.
That's the only difference in my life over the last week, other than just work, more work, even more work. I got stuck.
Yeah.
Because
Did you?
the swelling went down, so.
Well, that's good. Did you?
Yeah,
did
how do you
guys
get stung on
finally
the
open
fucking
at that?
finger?
So I was at my second job on Saturday. I was doing training, and the training is in the middle of the woods, essentially. And where I parked my car, I parked on top of a beehive, I think. Because
Oh. Did she cut out for you,
my
Chris?
car.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was my headphones or...
Yeah, all we heard was because and then nothing.
I think I parked on top of a beehive because...
Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah, I think I parked on top of a beehive because when I got back to my car after the training, there was bees swarming my car, and there was like 5 inside my car. And my radiator is screwed, so I have to go under there and pull the thing to pop the hood. And when I went down to grab the thing to pull it, there was a bee down there that I didn't see, and it didn't like that I was down there.
That's brutal.
Okay.
That is brutal.
But yeah, other than that, I'm alive.
You know what? You know what calms bees the right the fuck down? A good smoke.
Actually, yes.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was gonna say actually, yes.
Uh-huh.
Smoke does in fact make
They
Make-
chill right the fuck out.
bees calm. Yeah.
They're like, hey, what's up, man? We're gonna
And
eat
it
some
does- it-
donuts and
any
watch
type of
The
smoke.
Simpsons. First one to say
Any
Doe
type of smoke,
loses.
too.
Yeah, that might have also been why they were swarming my car, because my entire car smells like a donut.
You know.
So did
Yeah.
your second job, did you guys officially open last weekend?
We
Or
open
you guys all
in
on
2
training?
days.
Okay. Are you
We
excited?
open on Friday. I am very excited because I actually have fun at this job versus my full-time job where I hate everyone.
Dude, I totally get you. I totally get
See,
you.
okay. So I have an idea for a haunted escape room.
What?
So think escape room, right?
Okay.
But it's in a haunted house.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean those exist, I'm sure.
Yeah, just go to any haunted house. It becomes an escape room because you're trying to escape and the ghost won't let you leave.
Oh yeah. You good over there,
There it
Dave?
goes. Yeah.
Oh, your headphones not working?
Well, so the reason for that is I have a not insignificant understanding of electronic automation, as well as special effects, stage design, etc., etc. So I think I could create an experience that, and here's the trick, one person signs up for the escape room, everyone else just thinks it's a haunted house.
That's deceiving your friends, though.
But that sounds like fun.
I'd be pissed at that one friend. I'd be like, yo, this is fucked up. I didn't know we were doing this. I don't want to be in a horror movie. I like them. I don't want to be in one.
Oh, no. But that's the whole premise, is it makes you feel like you're in a horror movie, because I can set things up in such a way where the room could have microphones in it that listen for one of the players to say a particular phrase. And I also know audio equipment well enough to be able to have a pinpoint audio delivery system where one person in the room will hear someone whispering to them.
So, like, hey, Dave, do you watch TV? Because literally Jordan Peele is doing this as a TV show.
What?
It's a literal thing he's doing.
Motherfucker! I'm mad. I'm mad.
Like,
I was also thinking that we could like live stream it, because that would be fun.
Yeah. Legit making a TV show that, like, it's like kind of like a quote unquote prank show, getting people to stay at this hotel that is all rigged up like that and making them stay there.
No. Nope.
Yeah, I'm good.
No.
Like, I feel like after the fact it would be fun, but like, no. I'm all set. Dave, I know you've been playing some new games recently.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd like to speak
Deadlock,
on a couple of those.
Real fucking cool. Like real fucking cool. If you like MOBAs, if you like team shooters, etc., and you get to the opportunity to play it, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Another one I just played today, it's called Betamax. The developer was nice enough to give me a key for the demo. Because you can't download the demo unless you get invited to play the demo / played. It's really fucking cool. To the point where I tweeted, including, like tagging the developer, an open challenge to the community to beat my times. Because one of my times is impossible unless you find a glitch that I found.
Dave out here, yo, we cheating this game, motherfucker. Let's go.
Oh, no. So the par time, the name of the level is Bumble. Okay.
Oh, God.
And the par time on this level is 1 minute and 40 seconds. They have par time set for all the levels. This is the only one I had to cheese to beat the par time. When I play through it normally, like casually, I do it in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay.
If I really push, I can do it in 2 minutes.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good time.
You can't go past 2 minutes. But if I skip the first, you like, there's nowhere to save time there going the intended path. So I think it's an error, and it's supposed to be a par of 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And they just put 1 minute 40 as an error. But I discovered that you can skip almost the whole first half of the level. Because you can, so you have to get a box to another side, and there's a convoluted way you're supposed to do that. But instead, and you can't throw it. You can't throw it far enough. You also can't make the jump from there because you need the box to do a bridge thing.
Yeah.
But if you jump in that direction with the box underneath of you and then let go of the box, you can kick the box forward and jump off the box forward. At the same time, making both you and the box land in a place that you're not supposed to be at yet.
I love it.
And guess what my time is with that exploit?
What?
1 minute 38.
Wow. So
I'm only 2 seconds. I'm only 2 seconds under the par time. That's why I think the par time is incorrect. Because I'm sorry.
Possible.
If I skip half of the intended path and I'm barely making it, doing everything as perfect as humanly possible.
The part-time is a fucking troll. That's what it is. They're trolling you.
Maybe, but I beat it. And I posted my times on Twitter and stuff. The developer liked my first post and liked my comment, Bumble's rough, but I found cheese. And the developer liked them. So they know what they did.
Oh, they know what they did. Because I feel like they wanted to have people who were creative enough to find loopholes.
Oh, yeah.
Which that's, isn't that what everyone wants in a game when they make it? Gotta find a little loophole, have a little bit of fun.
If there is a way to, you've seen me play Human Fall Flat.
Have I? I don't know if I have.
Okay, well, let me explain how I play Human Fall Flat. I only play with other people, and I watch them from on top of the wall dividing the areas. And just follow them around the level.
That tracks.
Because on just about every level, I can get to an out-of-bounds area. You have asshat? Oh, yeah. I've done it to Maul. That's why he's calling me an asshat.
What are you saying? He has an asshat.
I mean, I was going to say, Maul, I'm not doubting you have an asshat. That is, yeah.
That was...
Both. Definitely one or the other.
¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both?
I love that commercial's terrific.
What commercial?
It's a it's an old El Paso commercial or whatever. It's a taco commercial. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's like a family in Mexico. They're like, "Oh, we want hard taco, we want soft taco." Then this little girl just goes, "Why not both?" And then they combine them and everyone throws a party.
I don't remember that commercial.
Yeah, it was like a few years ago. It's terrific.
I also don't watch TV like other people do, so I don't get a lot of traditional commercials. I get commercials for like weird shit.
I watch traditional TV, maybe 3 times a week. I watch it Monday and Friday for wrestling, and then I watch racing. That's it. Or if there's sports on. My primary source of entertainment is YouTube. That's my primary source of entertainment. Between that and like whatever streaming services and stuff.
And I watch, and here's the fucked up thing. I don't even watch game content on YouTube.
See, I do some.
I watch some game content on YouTube from a couple of people, but the lion's share of my absorption of of YouTube content seems to be people talking about the etymology of words.
Yeah, that's on brand for you.
And cooking shows.
I've seen your YouTube algorithm. It is fucking wild.
It's cooking shows. It's people like Rob Words who talks about like weird words. Like, for instance, the last name Baxter. Do you know what a Baxter is?
I don't, Dave.
A building. A Baxter building.
Out. A Baxter is a profession name.
Brie, everyone.
Like a lot of other professions, right?
Okay, yeah. Smith.
Baxter is the feminine of baker. A female baker used to be called a Baxter.
Okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit that gets me off. Apparently.
That sounds about right. Do we want to transition into some box office numbers? And if so, do we have a guess on what number 1 is this week?
Has Deadpool and Wolverine finally been dethroned?
No.
You don't think so, Dave?
Wait. Beetlejuice came out.
It did.
Beetlejuice is number 1. Deadpool and Wolverine's number 2. And number 3.
Number 1, it can't be both. It can only be one. It can only be one spot on the top 10. Number 1 in the box office in its opening weekend is Beetlejuice, which did $111 million.
Hell yeah.
What's
I
that?
know,
Oh, that's the sound of no one being surprised it did well. Okay, continue.
exactly. I know it's two of the three of us did see it opening weekend. I know it's going to be one of Bree's movie reviews. It's also a movie I went to go see with my mom, which we actually had a great time. It was a blast.
I just went
number
to see his
two,
mom. We skipped the movie.
I'll say I'm wearing my Beetlejuice shorts, but y'all can't see them.
They are adorable.
They're not even Beetlejuice shorts. They're just black and white.
I should be wearing my I have a Beetlejuice T-shirt from Loot Crate.
I know. I wanted to get
like,
one for last
a decade
weekend,
ago.
but it wouldn't have showed up until like yesterday.
Damn.
That movie just reinforced the thought in my head of that one reel of that little girl that just says, "It's always Halloween in my soul." I was like, I've never related more to a comment ever than that. Number 2 on the list, in its 7th week in the box office, is Deadpool and Wolverine. It did $7 million last weekend, grossing a total of $614 million in the US.
And still almost bringing in as much money in its 9th
It's
week?
been out for almost 2 months. 7th.
But it's Deadpool and
7th,
Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it brings in almost as much money in its 7th month as Borderlands did
in
opening
its
weekend.
entirety. Yeah, in its entirety. Number 3 is Reagan. In its 2nd week in the box office, did $4.8 million, grossing a total of $19 million. I'm sure people listen. We're all of a sudden in this weird thing where people are like obsessed with politics. So it's the least bit surprising thing that a movie about Ronald fucking Reagan is going to be in the top 5 in box office.
And the funniest part about that is that I saw an ad for the fact that your school can set up a trip to go visit the ranch that they filmed the movie on.
That sounds about right. I do love Dennis Quaid though. He is a fantastic actor. So like, I get it. Number 4 on the list is Alien Romulus, and its 4th week did $3.9 million, grossing a total of almost $100 million, which is insane for a fucking horror movie. But it's part of the Aliens series, so I'm not really surprised.
I was gonna say it's part of the Aliens franchise, so there's a lot of,
and that's such a big thing.
Yeah,
and it's a very good movie.
Yes. Number 5 is It Ends With Us in its 5th week in the box office, did $3.7 million, up to $142 million. Number 6 is The Forge. In its 3rd week in the box office, this current Jesus movie did $3 million last weekend. Number 7 on the list is Twisters. In its 8th week in the box office, did $2.2 million. Number 8 is Blink Twice, did $2.1 million in its 3rd week. Number 9, in its 10th week in the box office, Despicable Me 4 did $1.8 million.
And then it's Inside Out 2.
No, Inside Out 2 is not on this list. Number 10 is The Front Room. In its opening weekend, did $1.7 million.
Did Borderlands was only in the top 10 the weekend it launched, and it was like,
it was
what, number 7?
It was at the bottom because it was like nothing in theaters. This week we have a couple big movies that we have discussed and shown trailers of on this show. Speak No Evil comes out this weekend. It is a horror thriller with James McAvoy, as well as The Killer's Game, which is an action comedy featuring Dave Bautista, Sophia Boutella, Clementoff. I always struggle with her last name.
I was guessing.
We have seen we have seen both of those trailers.
I love that her first name is Apple.
It's Apple in French.
She spells it different because in French
Yeah.
it's Pomme.
Correct. And then we're a couple weeks away from Transformers 1 and Never Let Go, which is a new horror movie featuring Halle Berry. I did see the trailer for it. It looks awesome. I'm super down.
I already have.
What else comes out this month? Anything else big comes out? The Wild Robot comes out this month.
There's a movie called The Substance, which stars Dennis Quaid and Demi Moore, where she
Dennis Quaid doesn't get to be Ronald Reagan and a drug lord.
Sure he does.
Because Demi Moore
No, the CIA was somebody else's fault.
So Dennis Quaid gives her drugs to make her young. And it's
Yeah,
2.5 hours.
A fading celebrity decides to use black market drugs, a cell-replicating substance that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself.
Wait a minute, isn't that just Clayface's backstory?
I think so.
I genuinely think that's his. Yeah, no, that is 100% how you get Clayface. What the fuck? Are we just taking Batman villain backstories and turning them into quasi horror flicks?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Do Calendar Man. Wait.
Shout out to Dennis Quaid though for getting to play fucking Ronald Reagan and a drug lord.
Look, Calendar Man would be a great serial killer in a thriller movie.
It probably would be. Also, that movie features Margaret Qualley, who was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because I knew she looked familiar.
Once upon a time in my ass, Wazowski.
That is not a thing Roz has ever said.
Margaret Qualley is also in this show on Netflix called Maid, and it's really, really good. I watched a little bit of it with my mom.
There is also a movie coming out this weekend that we will not talk about for the reasons of reasons. If you're curious, go on IMDb and look at release dates.
Oh, is it the one that we didn't bring up last week?
Yes. It's a question. Yes, if you you'll know as soon as you see the title. Oh, that's the movie they're talking about.
100%. So Bree, you have a couple movie reviews and a game review for us this week.
So I have a movie review and a game review. Yes, I was supposed to have two movie reviews, but one fell through. So the first movie review, if you could not tell by my shorts, and actually I don't know if you could see his face right there. Is for Beetlejuice. And this week, Chris actually saw this movie. So if he wants to pipe in at any point, he can. So I know I've mentioned it, but Tim Burton is my favorite director of all time. I love almost all of his movies. So Beetlejuice is probably in my top 3, but it's really hard to pick. So I was really, 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 really excited for this movie. It was definitely in my top 3 most anticipated of this year, and so far my most anticipated movies have been my favorites. So I had high hopes for Beetlejuice. First, I will start by saying that Michael Keaton continues his reign of just returning to characters he hasn't played in almost 40 years and just feeling like he never stopped. Because last year he was Batman again, and he went right back into it.
How was he Batman again last year?
The Flash.
Oh, I never saw it.
Yeah, he made a cameo in The Flash. I was like, it hasn't been almost 40 years since fucking Beetlejuice came out, but it came out in 1988, so.
I would say it's been, I think,
about 35 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been so for the same thing for this movie. He just continues to just step back right into roles, and it's like no time has passed. He was perfect as always.
Oh,
because
he was absolutely perfect.
Nobody else can play Beetlejuice except for Alex Brightman, but that's for my Broadway people. But yeah, so he slid right back in. Catherine O'Hara as Delia, right back in. It's again, if aging wasn't a thing, you would have never known that time had passed.
She looks phenomenal.
You know who time doesn't seem to pass for?
Who?
Paul Rudd.
No. She's also in Beetlejuice. I can't think of her name now.
Winona Ryder?
No, she was in the Matrix movies also.
Oh my god, yes. Why am I blanking on her name too? But she looks
Gina
fantastic
Davis?
too. No.
Not Gina
Davis.
Oh, Monica Bellucci?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just naming people that have been in the Beetlejuice movies.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci looks amazing. Holy
She
shit.
looks like she's still 35.
Stone cold fox, that woman.
Let's see what else. Was amazing. Jenna Ortega was amazing. Basically, the whole cast did an amazing
Jenna
job.
Ortega continues to show why that is the type of movie she needs to be cast in. She was obviously great in Wednesday. She was great in Beetlejuice. From what I heard, she was fantastic in the Scream movie that she was in. Like, she just continues to be typecasted, and it's not like a bad thing. Like, that is just her ability to portray.
To be fair, I also love because somebody interviewing her asked her about doing a like
the James Bond
Edward Scissorhands type movie.
Edward Scissorhands, and she brought up she doesn't want to see any more gender swaps, or unless it's like important for the story. And then she brought up James Bond,
which I'm totally on board with. There is so much cool material featuring women leads that we've never touched. Why do we have to remake old stuff?
I mean, she would be great as a female Edward Scissorhands, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And considering how iconic that movie was and what a big role that was for Johnny Depp, like, why ruin a good thing just because like you have the ability to do it, you know? Well, also, I do want to point out that shout out to Tim Burton for getting Danny Elfman back to score this film.
Right.
Of course, that anytime he makes a movie, Danny Elfman is scoring it.
Like, as soon as I saw that pop up, I was like, I completely like didn't even think about how that Danny Elfman would come back, but it was like obviously he would. You talk about someone who I'm amazed we haven't talked about in super depth. Danny fucking Elfman.
That was supposed to be my musician of the week. Not my musician, my music corner this week, but yeah. What else? I love the fact, another thing about this movie, that I love the fact that Tim Burton continues to stick to his statement of, I will do it practically. If I can do it practically, I'm going to. He CGI, he does. And I've heard plenty of interviews where he's been like, if it's not in the budget, I'll throw the money in to make sure it's practical. Because in this movie, there's still lots of stop motion. There is still, like, he uses lots of miniatures like he does in the original movie. There's a couple different scenes where I'm like, okay, I can see how that's practical, or I can see how they did that. There's a scene that I cannot figure out if it's CGI or if it's practical. It looks incredible if it is CGI, but I can't figure out how it would be practical.
It's probably
both. In the trailer. It's in the trailer. It's the scene where they're in the like church and they get sucked into the people get sucked into their phones.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
I don't know how it was done, if it was done practically. But it looked amazing. What else?
Also, big ups to a musical number. To a spectacular musical number. As per tradition of the first one, having a musical number in the second one. I'll tell you what, it's been a long time since I've gone to the movies and just like wholeheartedly laughed and enjoyed a film as deeply, and like, not to say I didn't laugh my ass off and thoroughly love Deadpool and Wolverine, because I did, but Beetlejuice, man, it brought back the inner child in me that has seen the first one probably 100 fucking times and still laugh at the first one.
And they found a it seems like such an easy fix, but they found a way to have a certain character from the first one come back with this one without using the actor, and you don't even, it's not something where you're like, I wonder, which people did ask, but Google is free. So they found a good way
Why
to
didn't
do
he come
that.
back? Oh.
What else?
Tim Burton's not into voodoo.
Well,
and then a bunch of people.
If he is, he's not good at it.
Exactly. He can't bring people back from the dead, basically.
Well, he can. He just doesn't. It's gross. He's like Genie's rules.
What else? There was something else I was going to say.
I just don't like doing it.
Oh, and then I've heard, if you look up reviews of the movie, a lot of people are saying that this movie is overstuffed. There's a lot of things going on. Tell me you've never seen a Tim Burton movie without telling me you've never seen a Tim Burton movie. That man's directing style is out of control. It's wacky. It's crazy. It's chaos. There's stuff going on. It's chaos, and I love it.
But that's
one of his most reserved movies is 1989's Batman. And that movie is fucking bonkers.
I'll say, even Batman Returns, there's so much stuff going on at all times.
Yeah.
I didn't notice because Michelle Pfeiffer
is my shit. There's a reason that in a Bruno Mars song, he has a line that says that Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. Michelle Pfeiffer, even now, still a fox.
All right. I'm thirsty. I'm going to do a thing. Please continue.
Oh God, okay. Here we go.
Oh, no. The final thing that I want to say before I move on to my game review, I have seen I have seen way too many clips from the press junket of Beetlejuice of Winona Ryder saying things like she doesn't think she's pretty, or that she's been rejected from roles for not being pretty enough. Imagine being Winona Ryder. Excuse me. Huh? What do you mean you're not pretty? You are Winona Ryder.
You're Winona Ryder.
To be fair, there are less legal ramifications that you don't look right for the part than you used to rob battles. Shit for fun.
Yeah, you remember the elbow? You remember the elbow thing in court? Oh, Winona Ryder. Do it, Dave. Do it. You know you want to. For the bit. Go. Chug, 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 chug.
No belching. That's the rule. Nope. I can't belch.
I thought he was going to chug it, but no, he took a break in the middle.
I know.
Stay down there, bastard.
You got this, Dave. We believe in you. Go. Chug, 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 chug. He is struggling.
I gotta get it all down before I can burp.
You gotta get it down.
I like one more chug like that, and I think we're good. God, it hurts so much.
Breathe. Hey! Even though
got it all down,
no
belch.
Even though you took breaks.
You're allowed to take breaks. You just can't belch.
Yeah. Somebody clip that shit. That is LTN gold at its finest. Here I am about to chug the rest of my beer just because.
So now that that's over, my game review, which I've heard some people say that you can't really give a review of a game if you're not the one who played it, but I watched somebody else play it, so screw you.
It counts. It counts.
That's a valid way to enjoy video games. As a guy who
I'll say,
plays
'cause
video games on the internet for other people to fucking watch.
Let's say I don't have access to playing video games, and stuff like that. So I have to watch other people play it, and I get just as much enjoyment out of it. So last week, a Supermassive, which is the company behind Until Dawn, The Quarry, all of those decision-based games, released a new one called The Casting of Frank Stone, which is a story within the universe of Dead by Daylight. So, like, it's supposed to be an origin story for one of the killers in that game, but I'm not sure because I've only played Dead by Daylight a couple of times, and I don't know all the lore behind it, but there are a couple of, like, Easter eggs and references and stuff within the game that I did pick up. I'm sure there's a bunch I didn't. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed the game, but I am having like a love-hate relationship with it because I do love the fact that literally every single decision you make in this game matters. From conversations you have to big like decisions to even if you walk down a hall and you turn left or right has ramifications within the game. And I love that to an extent, but then there is the person that I saw play this game, and this isn't a spoiler because that's how all of the Supermassive games works. There are options to kill everybody in every single one of their games. And he finds a way to do it. He kills everybody. And one of them I think is very dumb because it's based off of, and this might just be based on how he played it and the conversations he had, but there is a decision that you make like 20 minutes into the game that then has ramifications and causes a death 7 hours into the game, and you're supposed to randomly remember this one decision you made at the beginning that didn't seem like anything.
Yeah.
And then that decision is never brought up again. There's no build up to that decision for you to know, hey, don't do this, or you should probably do this instead. That ends up in a character dying, and again, it might have been just based on how he played. There may be versions of the game where that decision is brought up again.
Right.
It's all, and also based on how he played it, there is some stuff that happens within the game, like there's some twists and reveals that they don't explain very clearly, so I was very confused about certain things by the end of it, but it is still a very good game. It is the animation, the graphics of the game are incredible. I think this is
everything's
the first
motion capture.
game.
Supermassive's big in mocaps.
Yeah. I think this is one of the first games they've done where there's not anybody like real big name within it, but everybody that's in it does a really good job with their line deliveries and with their actions that the motion capturing is capturing. And apparently there's like 138 different ways that this game can be played. There's 17 different endings. It is definitely one of their, I feel, most detailed, not detailed, but it's in-depth kind of games where it's like there's so many different things going on and there's so many different decisions. Versus in, like, I love Until Dawn. It's still my favorite of their games, but it feels like there's only so many different things and multiple people can have the exact same gameplay. This one, no. No. No, if you have the exact same gameplay as somebody else you know, y'all share a brain cell, get therapy, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds
right.
But it is. But yeah, it's very good. I hope that they have fixed a couple of the glitches because it was the same thing when the Quarry came out. The first couple days there were a bunch of glitches This one has kind of the same issue, but one of the glitches does kind of work in your favor, because it's kind of like what Dave was talking about with his cheat code in his game. There's a glitch, I don't know if they fixed it already, but there's a glitch in this game where there's supposed to be a timer, and once the timer runs out, you know, your decision-making time is over. There's a glitch that the timer runs out, you have unlimited amount of time, because even though the timer runs out, it stays within that decision. It doesn't do anything. So it's helpful because you have more time. But that's not
so
how
it's
the game is
there's an
supposed to
unlinked
work.
action there. Where
Yeah.
like timer goes out, it's supposed to trigger event, but the call to the event is broken.
Yeah.
Right.
And then finally, for like all the Dead by Daylight fans, there are a bunch of there are generators in this game. That as you get closer to the end of the game is when you really start getting into the DBD lore and like the game mechanics, because there's generators, the exact same action that you have to do when you're doing the generators, where it's the little circle and you have to get the line within that space.
Yeah.
Don't miss those. Missing those is detrimental. Because the person I saw that there's one thing, you get 2 chances to do it. If you miss it, that character's dead. And he missed both of them and killed someone.
Nice. I would like to say it's not uncommon in horror-themed game to have an early decision affect the end game. For instance, Blair Witch. In Blair Witch, when the game first opens, you step out of the vehicle you're in or whatever, and there's a little arrow pointing at a little, like, totem thing that you can pick up.
Yeah.
Picking it up, no matter what you do after that point, you're now locked into the worst possible ending in the game. Because if you pick up any of the collectibles in the game, it locks you into the worst possible ending of the game, including the tutorial one that teaches you how to pick them up.
Yeah, with that, I wish that, and again, like I said, like I keep repeating, it might have just been the way that he played it.
Right.
I wish that there was some kind of reminder. Be like, hey, you did this within the first 20 minutes. You should remember that you did that within the first 20 minutes. Because then even when the death happens, you're like, what just happened? And it shows you a thing, and you're sitting there like, what's that?
Well, it's like,
because you don't
which
remember
one's
that
the
you
one
did it.
where the two characters can have the snowball fight at the beginning? It's also a supermassive.
Oh, Until Dawn.
That's
Until Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there is a course of events that can take place in that snowball fight scene, which will guarantee that one of those two characters dies several hours later.
Yeah.
But it's because those characters don't get along like you would want them to, for whatever reason. I don't remember what it is. It's peeking at the phone and then not handling that properly.
I'll say, I think one of them is Chris. I don't remember who the other character in that scene is. I think it's Sam. I think it's
Sam, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's Chris and Sam. But yeah, somebody looks at somebody's phone and the thing can devolve from there. But because they kind of are in a non-trust situation later, it basically means one of them ends up dying, if I remember correctly. And that is also the result of failing a QuickTime event.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah.
But at least they make that one clear as to why it doesn't.
Right.
Like, these two people don't get along, so they don't trust each other. So they're not, whatever. I'm trying to remember. I've never played it. I saw a playthrough, kind of like Bree. The games are super cool.
I love decision-based games. Like, I love all of those. I love the Telltale games, but the thing that Supermassive, I think, does better than Telltale is that, like, in Telltale, you can save a character in one scene, but they're gonna die by the end of the game no matter what.
Oh, likely. Most likely.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pay their employees.
That too.
Supermassive is a lot better at paying their employees than Telltale was.
Yeah. Well, when was the last Telltale game you saw?
Well, yeah, because they
The Walking
actually
Dead season 4,
And how long ago did that come out?
2019.
There you go.
Well, they're supposed to be doing Wolf Among Us 2, but that game keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah, because they can't. They're
Yeah,
not
'cause-
paying their fucking employees.
Well, because the game, there's a trailer out. The game is done. It just keeps getting pushed back.
I think they're having problems finding a publisher that wants to work with them
That's
because
entirely
they
possible.
kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah, and I mean,
Like me on an asparagus weekend.
oh god damn. Oh god. Anywho, we are moving right the fuck along after that one. I'm almost scared to let Dave speak next, but it is Dave's turn. Dave, your honorable mention comes at a very,
Yeah.
sad time for all of
So-
us. So if you want to talk about your honorable mention this week.
Our Dark Lord, Darth Vader, is now one with the Force. I would like to take this moment to celebrate the life of James Earl Jones, who was in a just enormous number of incredibly popular movies. Not even just good movies, because a movie can be great and everyone hates it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in Field of Dreams. He was in The Sandlot. He was Darth fucking Vader.
He was Mufasa.
He was
He was in
Mufasa.
The Exorcist 2.
He was in The Exorcist too.
Which is a
We'll forgive him for that one.
movie.
But
It-
no, James Earl
Coming to
Jones was great.
America.
Oh, he was fantastic in Coming
He
to
was
America.
great.
I love that movie.
that fucking
I love
movie.
that movie.
Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy. That movie's so good.
They should not let those two men be in the same room though.
No,
Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. Nope.
no. That's,
They cause problems.
it's a fun time for everyone, but
Right. That's you get so drunk you think you can fly. Too bad it's a rooftop party. Sort of. But yeah, no, James Earl Jones, fantastic dude. He passed a couple of days ago now.
the age of 93.
Man, go watch Star Wars. Like real, like OG Star Wars. And just listen to that man. Because in any role James Earl Jones has ever been in, he's always the character, and then I'm like, oh fuck, that's James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
Because he's just so good at like his affect and like how he presents himself, entirely different in The Sandlot versus Coming to America is a wildly different comparison. But even Field of Dreams, where both
Thank you, Bean.
are about baseball and he's playing. It's rumored that his character in Sandlot is based on an aged version of his character from Field of Dreams,
yeah.
which kind of makes sense. But they're different characters. It's
So to list off a few notable films that he was in, Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove, obviously Star Wars, the original Conan the Barbarian, Coming to America, Field of Dreams, The Hunt for Red October, Sneakers, The Sandlot, The Lion King, Roots. He was in Everwood, which was actually a show on the WB network. It was one of those like kind of like One Tree Hill-ish show, as well as so many other things. The fact that he was even able to reprise his own role in the live action of Lion King.
Because who else
shows-
was gonna do it? Who else
And-
could
and-
do
oh
it?
yeah, no.
And he was also on Broadway. Hi Bean.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like it's hard to think of anyone who's on his level.
Morgan Freeman.
That's yeah. I could
If
go
you were going to
go
cast
Canada
someone as the voice of God, etc., James Earl Jones,
or Morgan Freeman. I could sleep
Or
on a
if you
bed
want
made
them
of
to be
her-
creepy-
Morgan Freeman's voice.
Or if you want them to be creepy, I can't think of the guy who played Hannibal Lecter. His name escapes me for some reason.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. Or if you need
How you
like
gonna do
that,
Odin
like
like that?
sinister, right? Anthony Hopkins. Like those are your dudes.
That's it.
Ah.
There are 4 men that I just want to get in a room and just talk, and it's James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, Tony Todd, and Keith David. I just want to hear all 4 of them just talk.
Keith
have
David.
a conversation.
Keith David.
See, Keith David also does the like kind of sinister thing really well.
He's in everything.
And he's in everything. The man is
who's in everything.
Look. The man loves to work.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's always, if you look right now, he's in 2 projects, guaranteed. Because he's always got a couple of things going.
Look at Ian McKellen, another person who's acting forever. Ian McKellen is like, I want to say close to his 90s. He's 85, and he straight up goes, I have no plans on retiring at all. I was like,
Cogsworth in the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Ian McKellen? That's fucking Gandalf, bro.
Yeah.
That's
well, and so
Magneto.
the thing I love
Magneto.
about that's the thing I love about Ian McKellen is he has no plans on retiring, not because he needs or wants the money. He just has a good time doing it, and he has enough
loves acting,
money, and time now. He can just kind of do shit he wants to do.
Yeah. Like, I know they had a Josh Gad hosted like a little like Zoom call reunion thing with a lot of the members of Lord of the Rings. And
Josh Gad.
They were he does Olaf.
He's in Pixels.
He does a lot of other things, but you'd know him if you saw him. But they were talking, and it was
Yep.
Elijah Wood looked at Sean Astin and goes, "What do you think?" He goes to talk, and then all of a sudden, Ian McKellen just joins the Zoom call, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Because it's probably been forever, and he's like, gives this whole Gandalf speech, and then you just see Elijah Wood go, "Yeah, I think we'd all do a Lord of the Rings reunion thing."
The funny thing is
involved. Yes.
The funny thing is
they can't without Christopher Lee.
Sam and Frodo. Oh fuck. Elijah Wood and Rudy.
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, thank you.
Rudy. Yes. Rudy. Rudy.
Kind of
Great
did a
movie,
mini Lord of the Rings reunion.
Yeah.
Because they got together with the lead developer from Baldur's Gate 3 and played Baldur's Gate 3.
They did.
And then Sean pushed Elijah's character into the lava because he didn't want to give up some trinket he found.
Yeah,
and I'm like, these guys are just fucking around and having a great goddamn time.
Oh my god.
Like I feel like the chemistry of that cast was just so fucking good.
Oh my god!
Because like
all these massive named people.
Well, and the thing is, I saw, and it was only like 5 or 6 years after Return of the King, but Orlando Bloom and Viggo Mortensen were both at the same red carpet for whatever reason, right? And you see them notice each other from across the event in the background of someone else's interview. And they just kind of give each other like this weird, like bromance stare down. And then the next time I never saw the thing interview them, but they were in the background of every interview after that doing something like not weird, but it was like, why are they in the back? Are they doing this on purpose? They have to be doing this on purpose, right?
Most likely. Yeah. Yeah.
But I love it when people like have good experiences like that and come away, you like, But
yeah, no, but I didn't want to add it to the show sheet as something to talk about because I knew Dave wanted to do James Earl Jones. And I feel like a better way than just reporting the news of his passing is, like Dave said, to celebrate the life and career of a man that Honestly, if anyone has anything negative to say about James Earl Jones, they're probably a very sad and upset person, because that man has given everyone just such joy throughout his entire career. Like, I can't think of a bad movie.
He transcends generations.
He does. He just much like
the
Betty
thing is,
White,
I can't think
or,
of a single person
people-
who doesn't know who he is.
Everyone knows who James Earl Jones is. And the fact that he was George Lucas, funny enough, George Lucas famously did not like James Earl Jones, so he is not credited in the first Star Wars film.
That's actually not why he's not credited. That is,
well, he is not credited,
inaccurate.
but from what I've heard from people say that he wasn't a big fan of James Earl Jones, which I'm like, how do you not like him? But
so it was explained.
Lucas,
it was explained in an interview. James Earl Jones wasn't credited because he felt like the credit for Darth Vader should go to the person who had to wear the hot ass suit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Fair. And at the time, nobody was like, let's just credit Darth Vader twice. Because, you can do that. And that's how it is in the modern credits, is it shows James Earl Jones. I can't remember. Adam something played in the suit, maybe?
Let me find out. I don't actually know. Shout out to George Lucas for being a psychopath and making amazing movies.
And
David
using
Prowse.
3 different people to beat Darth Vader.
Yeah, David Prowse.
Well, 4, I guess, because young Anakin. But no, so David Prowse was the guy in the suit.
James Earl Jones's voice.
Right. But when he has his mask off in Return of the Jedi, it's a third separate actor. Because they wanted him to look a certain way, sound a certain way, but be big and imposing in a certain way.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find that in one dude. So there were 3 guys to bring Darth Vader to life.
After episode 3 came out, they updated the film Return of the Jedi, so your Force Ghosts people actually have Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Angsty Anakin.
Sadikin.
Even looking at the cast of A New Hope, fucking just amazing actors. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher was great. Peter Cushing, Grand Moff Tarkin, Alec Guinness, who played the original Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Someone needs to find Mark Hamill and put him in a protective bubble.
Yes,
I know him and fucking Harrison Ford.
Have you seen Alec Guinness talking about when he auditioned for the part of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yes.
He's like, and everyone dogs on how George Lucas writes. Everyone. Because, like, Mark Hamill in interviews has said, you can't say this shit, George, about George Lucas and his writing. Alec Guinness said something like, it was almost unreadable, but I liked the premise. And I'm like, for as bad as everyone said the script was, it seemed to do pretty fucking well. Ugh.
Yeah, no, it's weird to think that we won't see James Earl Jones in anything else anymore. Like that to me feels a little weird because he was still doing some stuff. Unless, does he have anything coming out?
Let me look at the Mufasa cast and see. No, because it's young Mufasa, so it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, that movie.
Keith David is on the list.
Yes. Oh, Keith David. We do have some trailers for you guys this week. We have a few trailers.
While I get those ready, my favorite Keith David is the Keith David in the Saints Row universe, where he's the vice president to a president who's
Yes.
also a gang leader.
Yes.
And he just plays him fucking self.
He's in an episode of Archer that's terrific. He plays Lana's dad, who's a scientist.
Yeah, I'm a
Who
Disney
found a-
kid, so
yeah.
he's Dr. Facilier to me.
He was also in 2 Call of Duty games. I believe he was in 2 different Call of Duty games. If anyone else can tell me I'm right or wrong on that one.
I'm pretty sure he was in the first 2 Black Ops games, and I think he was in.
He was in I believe it was Modern Warfare 1. I don't think he was in Black Ops.
It might have been Modern Warfare.
I'm positive. I'm 100% he was in the second Black Ops game. I'm not quite sure if he was in the first one.
I was gonna say
yeah,
he might not
is
have been in the first.
Thing. He looks so different in the thing. I forget that's him.
He is in the thing.
Oh my god, everyone's in the thing.
He's in Armageddon. He's in.
Yep.
I was trying to look and see if to confirm or deny about the Black Ops, but I'm still scrolling.
Call of Duty Modern
Because
Warfare.
the man's
2,
always doing 2 jobs at once.
I
was
was just in Modern
look at his
Warfare 2,
IMDb credits.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
what we're
it's
doing.
like he has like 8 things he's in released a year. It's fucking crazy.
It's nuts.
I've scrolled past like 30 things and I'm only at 2021.
Yeah.
I know.
The man just works. That's all he does.
Is that the
Well,
new Black
that
Ops?
and he's vice president to a president who's also the leader of a crime syndicate. Canonically accurate in a universe far, far away.
Oh, he's in the remake of Modern Warfare 2 and the original Modern Warfare 2. So he is in 2 Call of Duty games.
SpongeBob.
He was in SpongeBob.
He's been in a couple
Gary's
SpongeBobs.
taller.
Oh yeah. He's also the voice of the Arbiter in Halo 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Saints Row, where he just played David.
Yeah, it just has Keith David as Keith David doing
He
crime
voices
and
Nick
shit.
Fury in Marvel Heroes, the game.
Yes, he actually voices Nick Fury in a couple other properties. I want to say too.
Yeah, he's also in the Mass Effect series.
He's in.
I think isn't
where he plays a drunk demon cat who has a gambling addiction.
You know what? That sounds just like his character from Saints Row.
Yeah, it does. Yep, yeah, because he's in the 2009 Modern Warfare 2. I don't think he was in the first one.
Gotcha.
Ironically, the last time I actually played Call of Duty.
I have Black Ops 3.
Sure.
I just need someone
I played up until
pay with.
Ghosts, and then I stopped playing.
Alright, do you have the trailers ready?
I have the trailer for Wolfman.
All right.
Ants, grasshopper, praying mantis, wasp.
Got him.
What was that thing, Blake?
It sounded like an animal. But I swear to God, it was standing on 2 feet.
Daddy, are we gonna die?
No,
Yes.
it's my job to protect you.
What's wrong with Daddy? He got sick. Blake, Daddy's here!
Oh, I've seen this trailer.
Blake, stop! Daddy, is that you?
I'm in. The Invisible Man was a great movie, and The Black Phone was also a great movie.
So The Invisible Man, the one with Kevin Bacon?
No.
No, this one's from 2020. It had Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was amazing. Lee Winnell is also half responsible, him and James Wan, for Saw, Insidious, The Conjuring, Dead Silence. Yeah, so
all massively popular. Colin Farrell, you Irish bastard.
Okay. Well, Wolfman looks.
We will definitely be showing more trailers on that when
like
those come out. Because it looks real good.
I'll say it was just a teaser trailer, but I'm very excited just for the fact it's Lee Winnell. It worries me because it's Blumhouse and a January horror movie, but you know, Lee Winnell.
Yeah.
I'm already worried about this because Colin Farrell's here.
God, he's still gorgeous. Smash. Colin Farrell, smash.
Sure. I don't know. He played Bullseye once upon a time, and that kind of ruined him forever for me.
Werewolves just want pets.
Which is a shame because he was phenomenal in The Recruit.
He was. He was also great in SWAT. He was great in Fright Night.
He was great in The Batman.
He was amazing in The Batman.
Which
Who did he play in The Batman?
Penguin.
The Penguin.
He's Penguin and a lot of prosthetics.
Yeah.
Really?
Hence
okay.
Why,
okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's here then. Okay.
That would be that.
I didn't realize it was Colin Farrell because it doesn't look like this man.
The prosthetics.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's see what they got. Okay. I love that they're doing this. Can we get a continuation, please, for the love of all that is holy, of the Gotham series? Because it was also really fucking good.
I think they canceled that.
What?
I think that got canceled.
No. It didn't get canceled. They just stopped making it. Because they told the story they wanted to tell.
Yeah. They ended it, yeah. That's why I was like,
it wasn't canceled. They wanted him to make a new season, but they're like, no, because he went away to be Batman and came back as Batman, and we're not making a Batman show.
Yeah.
So that's why they ended it. But I want more of that universe, because I love all the casting in that was phenomenal.
Right.
All right, what do you have to tell us, Colin Farrell?
Colin Farrell, check out the trailer for my new series, The Penguin.
Trust me, it's just the beginning. Come on.
You gotta help me up. Come on.
Life is just a dream.
You promised me, Oswald.
I know.
I deserve a better life.
I'm working on it. The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. You know, beautiful story with a happy ending. But that ain't the way the world works. America's a hustle. Not that I'm complaining.
Penguin, you waltzing in here like you mean something. We're in the middle of a gang war.
Carmine Falcone's dead. If we don't protect what's ours, we just look weak. The streets are talking again. They know there's only one man big enough to run this city.
Do you remember Carmine's daughter?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sophia, I thought you was still at,
Arkham? No. I've been rehabilitated.
You're playing a dangerous game with his family, Aunt. You think I want Sophia Falcone knocking on my door?
She is the hangman.
What is it you're really after, Oz?
Gonna tear down the empire from the inside out. Whoever controls the drug business controls the streets. I'll be running the whole damn trade.
I got ambition. I can help you.
Hey! Feel alive, Vic, huh? Feel your heart beating?
This city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. What are you gonna do to get it?
Trust me. It's just the beginning.
Okay, so I'm assuming that it's I don't want to say a prequel to the Batman, but it looks like it's setting up events that took place before the Batman.
See, I couldn't tell if it was before.
If I
or
remember
after.
correctly, I'd have to rewatch the movie. It's been a little bit since I've seen it, because I'm pretty sure the Penguin dies in the Batman.
Nope.
No, he's captured and like arrested, but I don't think he dies. I think
Like I said, I'm gonna have to.
die.
Also, they talk
Falcone
about
definitely dies.
Falcone dies in the Batman.
Falcone-
He's
okay, so this takes
already
place
dead
after.
in this.
Yes,
So
all
this
right,
takes
okay.
place. I don't think it's after. I
After.
think it's concurrent.
It could be.
Or at
Now,
least
it
partially
is-
concurrent.
It is very widely known, if you guys have ever watched the show or talked to me on the channel, I am not a DC fan. That being said, the Pattinson Batman stuff, I fuck with.
The
I
Matt
am
Reeves, I think,
massive
is the
fan of
kind of guy spearheading. Because I think
Yeah.
he probably has a writing credit on this, because I think he wrote
Because-
the Batman.
Yeah,
if
because this is
memory
all year
serves,
one Batman stuff, which
Mhm.
I really fucking dig. And I remember going into it thinking, oh yeah, this and that. And I gave Robert Pattinson his due because he is a great actor. Twilight was not his fault. He did the best he could for those movies, and everything else he's been in, he has shown he is very good acting chops. So,
And I promise you, he hates those movies more than anybody else does.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I am so invested in this line of Batman stuff, and I've never been a fan of Batman at all. But with how well the movie was directed, how well it was written, the acting by everyone in that first film, excellent. So I am fully on board for this Penguin series.
See, and
It
I
comes
love.
out, it said the 19th, so next week.
Ooh, we have more to talk about. We're gonna have a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah, we are.
Next few weeks.
Because that looks honestly
Next
phenomenal. We're gonna hold off. Speaking of having a lot of stuff to talk about, we're gonna hold off one more week talking about Rings of Power, because Chris and I are both trying to sort some stuff out from like the first fucking episode.
Yeah, I think what's gonna have to happen is Dave and I are gonna have to sit and watch the first 2 episodes together, and then we can talk about it with you guys. Because it's like there's so much going on.
And we haven't had a chance to talk about it outside of literally right this second.
Yeah.
And there's so much, because there's a flashback and it's a lot.
Right. Yeah. But no, I'm super fucking on board for the Penguin. Colin Farrell, man, he's just a great actor. So I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. This next one is one that I'm super, super excited for. It's finally we get a trailer for Arcane Season 2. If you guys haven't watched Arcane, the first season, highly recommend. Go check it out on Netflix. It was so incredibly well done.
I am going to step away for a minute while this play. I can still hear it, but I have to pee so bad.
Dave chugged a fucking 20-ounce soda. He's probably going to take a piss like a racer.
I gotta piss like a fucking horse on race day, man. So I'm going to hit play. I can still hear it. I'll only be gone, like the bathroom's right there. But yeah. I apologize. Enjoy the trailer.
Yes.
You were right, Kate. My sister is gone. There's only Jinx now.
My
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
I'm ready.
To return peace to this city, you must declare martial law.
Topside is the real enemy. You have the chance to rally the Undercity together. Your symbol. So what are you planning?
Watch it all burn.
You felt it, haven't you?
The arcane is waking up.
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
I'm gonna let you finish, but y'all ever taken a piss that smells like Sprite? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Also, it looks like we might have someone wanting to join the show.
He's just nutting. It's fine.
I think he might just be nutting.
Then stop me.
Oh. Oh my god! I'm so excited! And it comes out in November, the month of my birthday. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't seen season 1, go watch it. I highly fucking recommend it. It is, I think, like 7 or 8
you,
episodes.
like me, refuse to support Riot products so they understand that you hate what they're fucking doing to the gaming community, and then don't.
Yeah, but I also don't think they give a shit, to be fair. Like, respectfully.
Oh, yeah, but the only way they're going to give a shit is if enough people are like, yeah, I'm sick of their shit, and stop interacting with their products.
Yeah, but this show won a fucking Oscar. What's up? What's your question?
No, it didn't. Guarantee you it didn't win an Oscar. Those are for movies.
TV shows are not included now? What? What?
How old is Vi?
What just happened?
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yeah, what?
I said, how old is Vi?
Who's Vi?
I think Vi at this point is supposed to be in her mid-20s, early to mid-20s.
Okay, Vi is hot. That's all I needed to know.
Well, a lot of people love Jinx is supposed to be like 18 or 19.
I'll say I know Jinx is supposed to be younger, but she seems crazy, and I like crazy.
Oh, dude, that's why I had said before we started show, I fully think you would fall in love with the show because it's right up your alley, and the way it's written, the story that's told is fantastic. And for someone like me who's never played League of Legends, I had no idea about really any of these characters other than the fact that some of them existed. So I'm for sure super hyped. I've been waiting for a few years. It's been 2-3 years now. I know the show has won multiple awards. It was top 10. It was number 1 on Netflix for a pretty long time. I've probably rewatched it maybe 2 or 3 times.
How about this? I watched the first season, and then we watched the second season as a Shadowhunter Sunday thing.
That sounds good.
Because, like, in animation and stuff, it's weird, but art style is a big thing for me, and if I think the art style is ugly, I won't watch. But I really do like that art style.
It's so cool. It reminds me of, oh my god. Why can't I think of it? I want to say a little bit of Shades of Coraline mixed with something else.
Well, because Coraline is stop motion.
It kind of stop motion. It has. I'm trying to think of what it is. There's another movie I love that's kind of like that. But yeah, the art style is amazing. Netflix did such a great job. But yes, highly recommend. Also, Bree finally watched the first 2 Sonic films. We watched those
and
over
I
the weekend.
thoroughly enjoyed them.
They're so good.
And then Shamar Moore just randomly appeared, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. We still have to. We're going to watch the what?
We might have breaking news. Hang on, let me look and see if this is old that's just now coming to my attention.
But yeah, we will finally watch
Knuckles
this weekend because I haven't seen it either.
Because when's the 3rd movie supposed to come out?
This year, next month.
I think it's this year, but I don't remember a month.
Okay.
December.
So the PS5 Pro was announced with a price tag today.
$700.
$700 fucking dollars.
Continue to give me reasons to buy a PC, Sony.
And the thing is, so there's a lot of community discourse over this, but the big thing I'm seeing is, okay, but a 4080 Ti is $1,200. That's okay. A 4080 Ti has more processing power in it than your whole PlayStation 5 and is a multi-use device. Yes. That's different.
1,200 is a little
comparing
high,
apples and oranges.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's the Ti. So, like, you're looking at,
that's like higher tier. Yeah. No, it's more so I am just struggling with the fact that you want me to pay $700 for a fucking console when my computer can probably run all of that shit just as well.
Oh, PlayStation is leaning on exclusives and that they have exclusives and they're hoping that carries them. Didn't carry Sega.
No.
I was like, didn't Nintendo do the same thing with the Switch?
Yeah, but Nintendo...
No.
Nintendo's
First off,
exclusives are insane.
The Switch costs $500 at launch and is both a handheld and a regular home gaming console.
What can I buy a Switch for now?
Because
like $150.
I know when the pandemic was booming, everybody was buying Switches, and people were buying them and selling them on eBay for like $1,000.
Yeah, they're like $300 at most right now.
Yeah,
$350
and that's
if you buy
for
the OLED one.
I was gonna say for the OLED, I think it's a $50 premium for a slightly bigger, better
it's
screen.
Like $350 for that price. For that price, I can buy the top of the line Steam Deck and know that I'm getting a handheld, like comparative to $700 for the PS5 Pro. I can go out and buy the top of the line Steam Deck, and that little handheld is probably a better put together console than the PS5.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually
no hate
know
on the
a guy.
PS5. It's a good console, but what the fuck, man?
I know a guy who travels a lot for work. So instead of having a regular like PC, he just travels with his Steam Deck and a monitor that he hooks it up to.
Oh yeah, no, I'm 100% considering buying a Steam Deck because obviously, like, there are a lot of games that I have on PC I don't have on console. So like if I go somewhere, let's say if I go to Jake's house,
you can even stream from a Steam Deck.
Yeah, I can play Hogwarts Legacy on, or like fucking I could play, what else do I have? I have Monster Hunter Supercross on there. I have
Steam Deck makes more sense. A PC upgrade, like
bad price.
Like a PC upgrade. So at the rate at which they release new consoles, if you turned around and invested that money back into your PC to upgrade it or save for a big upgrade, like in a season, you will always have a relevant gaming machine at usually less cost with better performance overall. and
right.
a bunch of additional features you don't get on, PlayStation. Sony, you own Discord. Why the fuck do Discord calls on PlayStation have to go through your phone?
Yeah. It's a whole, and again, it's no disrespect to Sony and the PS5. The PS5's a good console. I've played it several times. It's a good console, but it's like,
fine.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
They
No,
think they're
$700
Sony.
is stupid. Now,
again-
to be fair, it comes with a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Okay.
But it's a 2 terabyte, according to the stuff I've seen, it's a 2 terabyte hard drive. I bought a 6 terabyte hard drive for $80. Why the fuck is that $700? Because you didn't pay no $80 for that price bump in your hardware costs. It is an SSD? Okay. So 2 terabyte SSD at manufacturer's prices, you're probably looking at $60 part cost.
Yeah. So that's
the only
least...
that's the only substantial upgrade that I've seen, other than they tweaked how some of the housing works and shit like that.
What is that?
Is it has a bigger hard
markup? Like,
oh, and I think it has a better network card built into it.
Yeah. It's. I also think Sony's leaning on the console loyalists, because we're now in a time where everyone is slowly switching over to PC. Most people who are big into video games are playing PC now.
Microsoft is pushing their client base into PC or remote streaming devices, because their next console is going to be and they've said this now at this point.
I can play Xbox games on this. Very, very, very streamlined on my fucking cell phone.
It'll be a Chromecast-like device that plugs into your TV for TV play.
Yeah.
What's up, Breebles?
I found an article, and it says, the title of it is, "Why will the PS5 Pro cost $699? Experts believe it is expensive, but it is justified for this reason." And there's a quote here that I think is hilarious. The quote basically says, "If you're willing to spend thousands of dollars for a phone, why are you not willing to spend $700 for a game console?"
Who the fuck's buying a cell phone outright nowadays?
Almost no one. A.
Exactly.
B,
that is insane.
B. No. And here's the part they're failing to understand. Yeah, you paid $1,000 for your phone, right? This phone cost $1,400 fucking dollars. I didn't have to pay for it. The cellular service provider paid for it.
Yeah, I know. This is a Galaxy S24.
I was going to say, yours is, I think, the newer version of mine. Because mine's a 22.
Yeah. Mine's the most recent Galaxy that was released.
Mine's a 22 Ultra, which is why it looks the same size. Because mine's the enormous one.
Yeah. So
someone else said electronics
I'm not
in
paying.
general
I didn't
are
pay full
becoming
price.
extremely expensive. It all makes sense why it's so high. Why the price is so high.
Okay, so electronics in general are going up because there was a silicon shortage, which has mostly been sorted out, but that changed a bunch of prices. But that's fair. But the thing is, especially when they're comparing it to a cell phone, your cell phone doesn't just play games.
No, you know how much shit I can do on my cell phone?
That you can't do on a
like this.
Existence is pain, girl. I tried to fix it from my end and I couldn't, and I don't think there's anything you can do to fix it from your end.
I mean, I can try to leave and come back.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the problem. I think it's a latency issue.
It could be.
Which is a Wi-Fi thing.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like Wi-Fi fuzz to me.
What an insane statement to make. But again, the only people who are going to buy a PS5...
Hey!
Oh, it's back.
I changed the quality from 1080p to 9 something.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yep, there you go. Yeah, just reduce the bandwidth it's asking for. That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't know you could do that.
The only people who are going to buy this fucking console are PlayStation purists. That's it. I'm not going to go buy that shit. I'm not. Not because I don't like PlayStation.
And the thing is, after Helldivers, or not Helldivers,
but
after Sony screwed the pooch with Helldivers, their piss poor release of Concord, and on the heels of withdrawing a $300 million development game from the store less than 2 weeks after its launch because it was such a fucking stinker, you're going to tell people no.
The only reason I would buy a PlayStation is for some exclusives. Sure. But let me throw this out to you. The Last of Us 1 and 2 are now on PC.
The Spider-Man games are on PC.
The Spider-Man games are on PC. The Horizon games are on PC. MLB
you just have to wait a little bit.
MLB The Show, I can play on Xbox now.
Hang on. No.
What just happened?
Stream elements say funny words.
Yeah, where's Zach? Okay, that's a fair point, Maul. But I also feel like you can still build a PC that's pretty decent for cheaper than that.
I can build you a PC right now for what the PS5 costs with taxes and all of the fucking accessories you would need.
Yeah. And like, dude, I get it because it wasn't until I met Dave that I actually became a PC guy. Dude, what is happening?
It's the top row of a keyboard backwards, and then a number.
It is. What the fuck? Huh. Shout out to Bree for knowing that.
So the concern is, why is it doing that?
Yeah.
Zach!
I know where's Zach when we need him. I have a
Invader Z117, you are being requested for duty.
If you just yell "come," maybe he'll show up.
Now he's showing AFK in Discord, so I'm actually pinging him. Because I don't care if it's harmless. Why is it happening?
I just want to know why it's doing that, yeah. Because I know last show he was messing around with something and it did a weird thing and it didn't work.
I just love that when I said what it was, all I saw was Chris's eyes look at his own keyboard and be like, huh.
Oh.
Fair. All right, we're going to move on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but when I see weird shit happening in chat from a bot that's supposed to be under our control.
Stream Elements is doing a weird ass thing.
What happened? Oh.
Yeah, like that.
Stream Elements, the fuck you doing?
You're drunk, go home, Stream Elements.
Where were we? Sorry, and I didn't mean to interrupt with a new unrelated topic, but also
No, you're fine. I also, once I saw it a second time, I was like, okay.
He forgot
Oh,
to turn off
okay.
his test.
Hashtag blame Zach. Everyone, can we put hashtag blame Zach in chat? Wow, okay. Yeah, all right. So oh, okay. So what was your test? you never said.
You type the and that happens. But who typed the?
Okay. Who typed the? Mall.
Oh, Goss typed the.
Yeah.
And then he types it again. That's why. Okay, I see it now. Wait, is it this chat that's is fuck Chris?
It might be. Or it might be mine. You know, it is this chat.
Nope,
Yep. I've been Jesus.
What was next on the show sheet? Because we've lost all control.
Yeah.
I apologize, but it was one of those things where when Stream Elements starts doing shit and I don't know what it is or why,
we're all like, what the
it's
fuck?
just spitting gibberish and counting. And that seems dangerous.
Zach, what did you do? Also, 69 plus 15 times. As I always say, I feel like I need a fucking cigarette now. That's a lot of fucking. Yeah, so next on our show sheet, it sounds like we may have a director for Spider-Man 4. I don't know, Bree, if you wanna talk a little about that.
Let me remember his name. Give me just a second. Spider-Man 4 director. It's the director of not Spider. It was the director of Shang-Chi, who is currently in talks to what's his name? Destin Daniel Cretton. He directed Shang-Chi, which a lot of people seem to really love. I said it was fine. But the action scenes were all really good. All the acting was really good. So the man knows how to direct a movie. And the last time
I like the fight scene on the scaffolding.
That was cool.
The last time that it was directors were in talks for something, like 2 days later, it was confirmed for the Russo brothers for Avengers 5 and 6. So this sounds very likely. I haven't seen many reactions other than, oh, the fight scenes will be cool.
I really liked Shang-Chi. I liked that it was a different approach to telling a story.
I'll say I didn't hate it. It was very mixed martial arts inspired, and those aren't my kind of movies. But it was still a good movie. The movie cannot be blamed on me. I mean, I cannot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think this is good step. Continue making good Spider-Man movies, please. Oh, another thing that I don't know when it was dropped, I saw it today. Apparently everything that that Sony currently has for Beyond the Spider-Verse has been scrapped. They're starting over from scratch. So we won't get that movie before 2027.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because everything fucking sucks. It's all terrible.
There are other discussions going on surrounding Spider-Man 4 that I don't understand why people are upset. Because Tom Holland and Zendaya are in talks of renewing their contracts. I don't know how you do a Spider-Man 4 without Tom Holland. But it's not the Tom Holland part that people are upset about. People are upset about Zendaya renewing her contract, even though they're going to be going to the same school. Just because she's in it doesn't mean that they're automatically going to fix the end of No Way Home.
Right.
She could just exist, again, going to the same school.
Also, do you really think Zendaya's not gonna be in that movie? Like,
are you not excited to see more Zendaya? I'm always excited to see
Zendaya. How are people upset about Zendaya gonna be in another movie? What?
Because
they want
their thought process is they're like, oh, if she's in it, that means they're immediately gonna fix the end of No Way Home, and it's gonna mean nothing. And I'm like, just because she's in it doesn't mean he's immediately gonna go and be like, hey, by the way, I'm Peter Parker, you know me, we dated, you forgot me. Because he had a chance to do it at the end of No Way Home, and he didn't.
Because he wanted his friends to live a better life.
Yeah.
That's real friendship.
Plus, this opens up the opportunity for us to get Mary Jane Watson.
I was thinking more Felicia Hardy. I want Black Cat.
They can't.
Black Cat.
They can't do Felicia Hardy.
Why not?
They've already introduced Felicia Hardy as a person, and she is 15 years older than Spider-Man.
When?
Did they?
In fucking, he had to. Never mind. I'm thinking The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. I was about to say, for Tom Holland?
I was like, wait a second. No, they didn't.
We haven't met Felicia Hardy, and I want Black Cat. Or give us Gwen. Drop her off another building.
I want Mary Jane Watson.
We have the version that we are getting. We have Michelle Jones Watson. We're not getting Mary Jane. We have Michelle
Her last
Jones.
name isn't Watson, it's Toombs.
Yes, it is. It is
Watson.
confirmed in No Way Home that her last name is Watson, and she doesn't use it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm fine. Except I'm not. But it's okay.
They're also in talks of Spider-Man 4 being another multiverse story, which is another thing that people are going back and forth about.
It kind of has to be.
Yeah.
Because once you open that can of worms with Spider-Man, that's kind of all of the big shit he has to deal with now is shit spilling over from other. That's just how it goes. But if they do Spider-Man 4, you want to know what I think they should do?
What?
Give me Felicia
Clone Saga.
Oh. Okay. I'm in. I think that'd be cool.
And that would explain the need and not want for Zendaya as well. I had to remember her name. I'm very hungry.
We're probably going to get the black suit Spider-Man because the end credit scene of No Way Home, a little piece of Venom got left behind. But somehow has to find his way to New York.
Isn't it immediately picked up, though?
It's captured by somebody. Somebody puts, I think, like a glass over it.
I was like, isn't it immediately, like... Immediately taken, so... So symbiotes are officially in 616 in more than just a cameo. Which is good because if we're gonna do Venom, can we do a better Venom?
I mean,
I can tell you right now what Venom they're doing.
Tom Hardy.
Are they gonna do Agent Venom?
They're gonna have to.
Yeah, because I feel like you've already got most of that set up.
And they're just gonna replace Flash Thompson with someone else.
Probably.
Because there is no redemption for that little piece of shit.
He's such a little bitch.
Venom 1, good. Venom 2,
I liked 2.
3.
I liked Let There Be Carnage.
I think Woody Harrelson wasn't the right choice.
Woody Harrelson was the wrong choice, but other than that, I think the movie's great.
I think it's
fine.
And
it's not because of Woody Harrelson. It's just he's just not right for that. Woody Harrelson's amazing, But
I love the Carnage design. Carnage was as scary as he's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, no, Carnage is supposed to be a terrifying demon from the hells. What weird shit they throw in too. Hang on.
But again, do you see why Sony is scrapping all their Spider-Verse shit now?
No,
I'm curious what weird shit he's talking about.
Are you talking about Woody Harrelson and Scream?
Because that's a canon story, my guy.
It should be the
kind of.
It should be the
it's
first
inspired
time
by a canon story.
Story that's actually kind of canon. It weirds me out that you take pills without taking a sip of any sort of drink. It always weirds me out.
Focus on all the relationship love stuff between all the characters.
That's Spider-Man, my guy. At its core, Spider-Man is a romance novel dressed up to be a superhero comic.
Everybody's fucking everybody.
Everybody is fucking everybody.
Peter Parker does a lot of fucking.
Peter just... No. I'm sure...
Lots of different women throw themselves at Peter Parker.
Yeah. I'm sure
well,
Peter and
Harry MJ, Gwen Stacy, Felicia Hardy.
Between Venom and Carnage.
So they reproduce asexually. They don't have a kid together. One of Venom's children is named Toxin, Toxin, and then, not a real story, because I know what you're talking about. It's earmarks of a real story. It's Toxin, and then Toxin gives birth to Anti-Venom, who is another anti-hero.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Again, you guys continue to like reinforce the fact that I need to re-up my Marvel Unlimited subscription. So I can go back and reread a lot of the comics. Because it's been forever since I've read a lot of them.
See, I still have the, I guess, boomer mindset. I prefer physical media, so I have lots of physical comics.
Yeah, I'm not fucking paying for physical copies.
That's why I have a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays over here and books when I could just, streaming services and Audible and things like that. I like
I love Audible. I have dozens of books on Audible. But again, I also and I say we've talked about this before. With me with reading, I can't physically read like a book because I lose interest, my attention span goes to other stuff. If I listen to it, it's a whole nother ballgame. Like I'm 100% invested if I'm listening.
Yeah, see, we have the same reasons, just on opposites, because you're like that with physical books. I'm like that with audiobooks. I will stop paying attention, and it's the same thing with music. When I'm listening to music, I'll be listening to it, and then my brain will go somewhere else, and the next thing I know, 3 songs have gone by.
Right.
So, like, books, I literally have to have it in front of me to see the words, because otherwise my brain's going somewhere else.
Yeah. Which it's funny how that works, but for me, I relate it to probably with just how much I'm involved with like music, and like for me, listening to music is a thing. So, but yeah, well, comics are different though. I'm in with comics. Like I will read a comic book, but like physical storybooks, I gotta listen to it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna pay attention. Not saying I can't read, although it is canon. It's LTN canon that I never learned how to read.
I am Jared. I'm 19. I
never learned how to fucking read. But yeah, no, I am here for Destin Daniel Cretton to do Spider-Man 4. This is also a bit of love to him too, for considering he's been working on Wonder Man, which is a Marvel television or a Marvel TV Disney Plus show that's in post-production.
They're still doing that? I thought that got canceled because it's been so long since they announced it. Same with Armor Wars.
Yeah, they're still doing it looks like. So yeah, I think this is a pretty solid move.
Yeah.
Should we switch gears to music? Because we actually have a bunch of shit to talk about with music today.
We should. In the interim, I would like to say that I saw a post that had a Game Boy Advance and said, "You're handed this. What are you playing?" And my knee-jerk reaction is to comment, "With your mom." Fucking nerd.
I'll be balls deep in your fucking mom while I'm playing Pokemon.
No, fuck Pokemon. Golden Sun, man.
I don't think I ever played Golden Sun.
Oh, they're so good.
I have one. I still have a Game Boy Advance.
You should get Golden Sun. You can pick them up for like $2 at EB, if I remember right. Or GameStop.
I was gonna say, shout out to fucking EB Games, bro.
I had a My Little Pony game on my, actually, no, I think that was on my DS.
Nah, dude, that shit's like $16 now. I can get it on Etsy. I don't know if I want to buy a game on Etsy.
Why the fuck is Matthew Lillard in this picture?
Matthew Lillard? Daddy Matthew?
Hang on. I'm posting the picture.
Oh wait, no. My Little Pony was on my DS. Never mind.
That tracks.
What else do I have here? Princess and the Frog, The Tale of Despero, Littlest Pet Shop.
There he is. Yeah,
what the fuck is he doing in that picture?
I don't know. But I mean, it's on fucking par.
No. These aren't just famous people. These are all people involved in DCEU shit.
Is Matthew
Where's the
Lillard?
picture? I want to see the picture.
Is he not involved in? It's an LTN show stuff.
Daddy Matthew, hi.
So, what you call him?
Are you coming to DC?
I hope not. Don't want to ruin his career.
Because he's kind of sold his soul to Five Nights at Freddy's for the next however many years till he's 90.
Yeah, but like
he can pull a not Kevin Smith. Fuck, Keith David.
Just being everything.
Just being everything.
I know some things he can be in.
Oh
sorry.
my god, Brie. Oh. Anyway. So yeah, switching over to, we do have, before we get to our songs of the week, and our various music stuff, we actually have a few things that we want to talk about. Adele announced that she is taking a break from music. And it looks like early reports say she might be trying her hand in acting. Look, I think I speak for everyone that is a fan of her music that says she needs to not stop making music. Continue. Take a break, but please come back.
Girl, do what's right for you.
Because goddamn. Because did she just put a new album out? Not that long ago, right?
I was say I know she did. What was the most recent one? 30 in 2021.
Yeah. I know she has a residency in Vegas. Which I know it's going to end soon, I think.
Because the clip I saw, she said she was talking about it, and she was like, once this year's up, I think it's done.
Yeah.
What
I
the
get it.
fuck?
I mean, what?
I apologize. More breaking news.
Okay. Well, hold that thought. Listen, I get it. I mean, Adele has been going hard for a while. But she's known to take some time off. Like, this is nothing new for her. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like she's been doing some like acting classes or stuff like that, which I mean, listen, if she wants to get into acting, that'd be pretty sick. But I would honestly be a little sad if I didn't get any more new music from her.
Because she said break, not retirement.
Yeah.
Because she said that she has been doing it for so long and that she finally she has a life that she wants to live, and she's gave us plenty of music. Live off of that. That's not what she said, but that's essentially what she said.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, obviously with her fucking stardom and how not many people get a Vegas residency. Not many like relevant singers.
Her and Bruno Mars. I don't know who else. I just know those are the main two.
And both of them are like, I could see people who are like have kind of gone to the wayside or like they're on the back end of their career. No, like Adele is still very much a very prominent figure in music. Same with Bruno Mars. So like, I think that's first off commendable. The fact that she even got that shows exactly how big of a fucking star she is. But I get it. Like, she's from England, living in Vegas. I imagine being away from friends and family for that long.
She has a kid.
She has a kid. Like, I can see.
Gross. Who has kids?
You motherfucker.
Oh wait, I do.
Surprise,
motherfucker.
Not me either.
As far as you know, Chris.
I for sure know I don't have any children.
I know I don't. I ain't popping out no keys.
Bree's like, I 100% know I don't have any kids.
It's like that scene in Mafia. I'm a mother.
Dave,
I
what
named
is
him
your
Diane after his mother. Steam Families released went live today.
Steam Family?
Yeah. So you set up a family like you would on Switch, for instance. Except for instead of just sharing things like Nintendo Switch Online, like you do with Switch, it shares your whole game library.
Ooh.
With everybody in the family.
That's cool. Also,
Yeah.
you better hope you don't download any, not safe for work games.
I'm sure you can still hide those. There's a hide
Little
feature
Tom
that
Hardy
they probably added.
But
But
some crazy shit.
The big thing with this though is it's my one pushback to online libraries of games, because I got to play a lot of games when I was younger because me and my cousins would often have the same fucking video game consoles, right?
Right.
As if it were planned by like our parents and shit. And we would trade games back and forth. Now we can do that again. So I thought it was cool. It's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Ow. Okay, I'm good.
We finally have an announcement for the Super Bowl halftime show. It's gonna be Kendrick Lamar. I am a Kendrick fan. I think Kendrick's probably one of the most influential rappers of the last 20 years. This is a big moment for hip hop in the sense that it's very rare that a pop star doesn't get that spot. The last one that we actually got was Dr. Dre. And yes, Dr. Dre is one of the most influential rappers of all time, but
I was like, because a couple years ago, it was Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent made an appearance.
Yeah. So I think having Kendrick is going to be pretty big. The Super Bowl is in LA again, I think.
New Orleans.
Is it? It is in New Orleans because it'll be in LA next year. No, it'll be Levi Stadium, so it'll be Santa Clara, so San Francisco. I knew it was in California.
Oh. Then why were people talking about it was in New Orleans?
Oh no, it is in New Orleans, but 2026 it'll be in because it'll be at the Superdome. Okay. Oh, it's Caesars Superdome now. It used to be Mercedes-Benz. But yeah, I'm very interested to see who he brings along with him because he's absolutely going to be bringing people with him. Bree's laughing with the controversial shit.
I just need one song, just one, so I can be in my living room.
I'd be surprised if he played that one.
They not like it.
I would be very surprised, especially with the backlash.
Especially because of certain one line. I don't think you can perform at the Super Bowl.
I don't know. Snoop crip walked on the in the middle of the Super Bowl.
That's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but they also told him not to fucking do that.
And he did it, and no one said anything to him. Snoop is the unofficial mascot for the United States, and I'm in. I don't think anyone has a problem with that because Snoop is living his best fucking life.
You realize Snoop got fined for doing that? Last I heard, it was like $6 million.
I never heard that at all.
And even if he
nobody said shit to
don't
him,
care. He
Snoop
do what he wants.
At the end of the fucking closing ceremonies of the Olympics. Snoop does
that
what
man
Snoop wants.
He's going to. Yeah. He will go out of his way to make sure he does.
It's Snoop, bro. No one gives a fuck.
Super Bowl 25 was New Kids on the Block.
That's unfortunate.
27 was Michael Jackson.
Yep, I remember that. Because last year was Usher. The year before was
29 had Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, I did a deep dive into all the past Super Bowl performances, and in the beginning, it wasn't well-known singers. It was random marching bands and orchestras.
It wasn't until the 90s
that it started being actual. And I did a deep dive because my cousin was like, "When's the last time it was a country singer?" It's only been a country singer once. That was in 2003, and it was Shania Twain. Because it's Shania Twain.
Not true.
No, because it's saying in the 90s, it really started popping off in the 90s.
In 95, Patti LaBelle, Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett all did it.
Was it
Patti
99,
LaBelle is a country
98?
Artist.
I was like, does count as country?
Was it 98, 99, one of the two?
Wait,
when it was
Patti LaBelle was
Aerosmith?
Who was it?
Patti LaBelle.
It was the year before that. Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds.
Yeah.
Well, the last time it was a country artist, it was 2003, and it was Shania Twain. Because they asked Dolly to do it a couple years ago, and she said that she didn't think she was big enough to be at the Super Bowl. Dolly, you don't. Stop being humble. Get your butt on that stage.
And it was Shania Twain with No Doubt.
Yes, and I remember that because it was awesome. Yeah. I think it was 98 or 99 when NSYNC and Aerosmith did it together, and that really popped off of the massive stars.
Well, and then the year after the country star in 2003 and 2004, that's when we saw Janet Jackson titty.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
And P. Diddy and Nelly and Jessica Simpson.
God, do you remember Jessica Simpson?
I try really hard not to.
We all do, Dave. We all try really hard not to.
Hey, if you think of the 2000s, that name will pop up. Same with Paris Hilton. Yeah. There are some names that are synonymous with the 2000s.
Fucking Paris Hilton. So the next topic I want to talk about is kind of a big deal. It was announced last week that Linkin Park brought in a new vocalist, and they are releasing a new album. The vocalist in choice, and I'll let Bree deal with whatever drama the internet decided that they want to be stupid and run their fucking mouths about.
I was gonna let you be celebratory. That's why I went over it pre-stream. Because I wasn't gonna talk about it during stream so that you could be celebratory.
So the vocalist in name is Emily Armstrong. She's the lead singer of the band Dead Sarah. Her vocal ability is very similar to Chester Bennington's. I thought it was a perfect fit. Their new album From Zero comes out November 15th. There has been a lot of backlash. Including Chester Bennington's son saying some crazy shit. Talking about how the band is single-handedly trying to remove Chester from the history of the band and this, that. It's like, bro, stop it. No one's doing that.
And I'm under the belief you can't ruin a person who's passed on's legacy. No matter what you do, you can't ruin, like, their legacy is always going to be there.
And I fully believe that Chester would have wanted the band to continue in some aspect because he was all about the music. And I feel like if he was going to pick someone, I feel like he would have accepted Emily Armstrong as the option for her vocal talent and the success of the band Dead Sarah.
I just have one question.
What?
And I'm here for it. But had she already bleached her hair platinum, or was that a thing she did after? Because like
no, she had, yeah, she's already been a blonde.
Okay, I was gonna say, because in every video I saw of her outside of the stuff she's doing with Linkin Park, her hair isn't bleached; she's a brunette. And I'm like, is that a thing that she did for? Or is that a recent thing she did and then this happened?
Yeah, it's like a thing that she did within the last year. A lot of people are hating on it. A lot of people are upset. Listen, Linkin Park is my favorite band of all time. Chester Bennington is one of my biggest musical influences. It wasn't the guitarist, it was the drummer. And that's not why he left. But the idea that a band has to stop just because a member dies isn't something that's up to the fans. Let's look at one of the most
after.
No, Chester died in 2017. Let's look at one of the biggest bands of all time, AC/DC. Lead singer Bon Scott dies. Brian Johnson comes in. They become very successful. Metallica, Cliff Burton, bassist, regarded as one of the most talented bassists of that era. He passed away in a tragic bus accident that almost killed the entire band. They have since had multiple bassists. I didn't say you did. I was just saying that's not why Rob left.
I would also like to point out the reason that you can't start a new band that plays Linkin Park songs. Licensing.
It becomes covers. Yeah, but they own the licensing to all their music now.
Unless they start operating under a different band name. Because the entity known as Linkin Park handles the licensing, and there'd have to be a whole bunch of legal document. It's just easier to keep the same name.
But while you are right, one of the members of the band did leave. Rob Burden, who was the drummer, founding drummer, he had cited probably a couple years ago that he wanted to distance himself. I know he, among many, had a very hard time with Chester's passing. And I think the idea of re-upping it probably wasn't for him. And I understand that, and I respect that. Listen, this isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. I, like many others, was devastated when Chester died. I could not listen to Linkin Park for like 2 years after he died. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. But I personally am going to lend my support to this. Because I want to see Linkin Park keep going. I want them to continue to make music. And I'm also a fan of the band Dead Sarah. So for me to see Emily make that transition to do this, another perfect example is Stone Temple Pilots. How many singers have they been through since Scott Weiland died? Like 2 or 3?
Yeah, they also haven't put out any albums since he died.
No, they've put out albums since he died. They haven't put out an album since Chester died, because Chester was the most recent.
Right, but they didn't put out an album with Chester.
Yes, they did.
Oh, so didn't they put out an album with like unreleased songs or something?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they put out an album with Chester. But like, it's one of those things where like the show must go on in a sense.
And the music sounded good, the song that Chris showed me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so and here's the thing, because I have seen people comparing this to Velvet Revolver. Because Velvet Revolver is all of the band members from Guns N' Roses plus an extra guitar player, I think.
So
and a different lead singer.
So Velvet Revolver is a super group combined of 2 or 3 members from Guns N' Roses and the rest of the band from Stone Temple Pilots, another band that Scott Weiland was a frontman of.
Right.
Which I think that I don't know where that comparison would lead.
Well, no. So people are saying, why don't they just change their name? But the big difference there is, A, everyone who was involved in Velvet Revolver couldn't stand Axl Rose. The 3 members of Guns N' Roses were the 3 members of Guns N' Roses who weren't Axl Rose.
So apparently she was friends with Danny Masterson. Like a lot of other people didn't realize how shitty of a human being he was. And
she attended one court trial, and then once she realized, yeah, no, he did that shit, she went away from him.
Yeah. Also people talking shit about her being growing up in Scientology. It's like, okay, yeah, Scientology's fucked up, but it's like, it's still classified as a religion, and let's be real. There are many facets of all religions that can be looked at as cult-like. So
Scientology is actually still classified as a cult because the person who founded the religion is still alive. And it is a cult up until the founder dies.
I'm pretty sure L. Ron Hubbard
I'll say this. Apparently
did he finally die?
L. Ron Hubbard died in 1986, Dave.
Oh, shit. He's been dead my whole life, and I thought he was still alive. Yeah. Never mind.
I don't think so.
Never mind.
I don't think, as far as I'm aware, she doesn't. But even then,
even if she did,
is a Scientologist, and we all love him.
No, we don't. I can't stand Tom Cruise, but it's not because he's a Scientologist. It's because he's a fucking nut job.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Brie?
I was going to say, Goss, I'll just say this. Apparently, I don't know much about the religion. I just know that they do not believe in the gay, and she is the gay.
She is the gay, yeah.
She is the very gay.
Yes.
I do not believe that they would still allow her.
I was going to say, isn't she married to a woman?
I believe she's married.
That's like, at least as far as documentation goes, that's about as gay as you can get.
Yeah.
But even if she did, it's not my fucking business.
I know it, but again, this is the problem with the world we live in now, is nobody can have anything good because the internet wants to take everything that they love and they want to keep it that way, and nothing can change. And when it does, they have to find every little fucking detail, like that. Oh, well, this is that, and this is that, and I want to hate you for this. And like, there's so much fucking negativity. It's like, why can't we all just be like, hey, this is a thing. I don't have to like it, but some other people can like it. Like,
Chris, I have a question that'll answer another thought that I had. Was anybody having these kinds of conversations when she was just the lead singer of Dead Sarah?
No one said a fucking word about her.
So they're mad that she's taking over for Chester, so now they're bringing up stuff to try to remove her.
Yeah, and Maul, I agree. That's why I said there are a lot of facets to other religions that could be classified to some as not great. And again, that's a whole other thing for a whole different stream that's not this one. But like,
yes, that's
it does.
Why I wasn't
it
going to
does.
talk about
Yeah.
it, so that you could celebrate and not have to think about all the negativity that's currently out there on the internet about it.
We can't not kind of mention it in that sense, because it's like it is
Well,
part
and
of
here's-
everything that's surrounding it.
So here's the thing, and it kind of boils down this way, right? You are not going to get every person to agree on any subject. Period. It's just not going to happen.
Everybody happy.
Right. Some shit isn't for you. That's totally fine. If people who are like, hey, it's not because I've seen comments that were like, hey, it's not the choice I would have made. I see why they made it. Right?
Right.
Like, respectfully disagreeing is different than being an embittered fucking dolphin word.
Yeah,
You're welcome,
say,
Chris.
Please say it so I can dolphin it.
And that's what a lot of this feels like, is people just wanting to be hostile about something. And there's a lot of that on the internet right now. And
that's fair. That's
fuck
fair,
y'all.
That's fair. So
yeah, a lot of it comes from the shop. Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody was expecting Linkin Park to be like, oh, hey, by the way, a couple of days ago.
Here's my take on how I view to look at this. I don't want to look at the internet comments. I want to look at one's peers. I want to look at the people in the music world that know Emily Armstrong. Like, the perfect example, Brent Smith, who is the lead singer of Shinedown. He wrote a massive post on it. Lizzie Hale, the lead singer of Hailstorm. Taylor Momsen, lead singer of The Pretty Reckless. Like, these are ones. Cindy Lou Who. These are ones.
Fucking
peers.
Mike Shinoda. I'm sorry, but Mike Shinoda wants to be involved in the project. It's probably, the man is a fucking genius.
Mike Shinoda, who is one of the most respected people in the music industry today. Full goddamn stop. Like, these are one's peers in the music industry, and that is who I'm going to choose to like look at and see, okay, what are we thinking of this? Jacoby Shaddix, lead singer of Papa Roach, was recently asked about this, and he said, we did a show like 6 years ago where Dead Sarah was there. He goes, and we had nothing but great times with them. And like, I just, that is who I'm going to choose to look for. So the only thing I can ask as a music lover, as a musician, as all of this, if you're a fan of Linkin Park, give the song a chance. And if it's not for you, it's not for you.
And that's fucking fine. There's all kinds of shit Chris and I disagree on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
peacefully.
Because at the end of the day,
he refuses to watch Fight Club because he's wrong, but he's still my friend.
I have never refused to watch Fight Club. You son of a bitch.
I refuse to watch it.
I just say, give it a chance. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If, like, just don't be a dick. That's really the only thing I'm asking people. Don't be a fucking asshole and run your mouth without, like, actually having a basis of a good enough reason to run your mouth about some shit that's irrelevant. And, just like, Viking, you try to be the dick, but you say shit just to get a reaction out of people. You're not a dick.
And
so
then
stop
apologize.
Pretending to be one. Yeah, you're not a dick, so stop.
Well, and so the thing is,
huge dick.
The thing is, here recently I've been playing a lot of games that just came out or haven't come out yet, because I found myself having the opportunity to work with some people to get like access to this shit, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I always give stuff a fair shake, but a good example of one that I had kind of a lackluster experience with.
Sword.
Oof. Was Sumerian 6,
God
which is a
damn.
game that came out last week, and it honestly, it's super interesting, but it kept crashing.
Yeah.
So I put it away, and I'll come back to it in a couple of months when it's had a few patches, and I'll try it again. You know, but it's one of those things where, like, if you have a critique and like you've listened to it and you want to talk with other people about how it makes you feel and your opinions on it, fucking do that. That's what music is for.
I want someone to come to me with constructive thoughts and not, oh, they're replacing Chester with a woman and she's a Scientologist and she knew Danny Masterson and she one time
You know who else knew Danny Masterson? The entire fucking cast of that 70s show.
Yeah, and they were all friends with him.
Because they didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one of those things, fucking...
God forbid.
As long as you're not... Just don't be a dick.
People.
You want to talk about shit. Talk about shit.
Talk about
it. Don't be a dick.
But don't be an asshole. That being said...
Like my takeaway from the song, and it's a little different. Well, I don't know if it's really different than yours, but my takeaway, having listened to the song the other day, it's really good. It's solid. I like it. It doesn't feel like Linkin Park did, but it feels like it could be Linkin Park, if that makes sense.
It feels like a lot of their more recent stuff. I would say it feels more like a mixture between the Hunting Party album and a bit of 1,000 Suns. Like it feels like a mishmash of some stuff with its own new elements, and that's to be seen. Think of the best analogy I can use with that is it's like when David Lee Roth left Van Halen after David Lee Roth was fired from Van Halen after the 1984 album and Sammy Hagar came in. Their music changed completely. Their sound changed very
in my opinion, for the better. Sammy Hagar was a better frontman for Van Halen, and David Lee Roth did so much better not with Van Halen.
And see, that's where you and I disagree on, because I don't listen to anything Van Halen past the 1984 album, because I'm not a Sammy Hagar fan. But that's the beauty of that band, is people have, oh, I'm a Hagar guy, or I'm a David Lee Roth guy. Like, they're the same band, but have different eras. Whereas AC/DC is one where they were the same band. They just found a guy that sounded almost identical to Bon Scott.
Yeah, but there is a distinct...
They're a little
There is a
heavier.
distinct difference between Brian Johnson and Bon Scott.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
A lot of people, you will get that I like Bon Scott era AC/DC versus I like Brian Johnson era AC/DC. Same thing with
Brian
fucking
Johnson
Killswitch
era
Engage.
AC/DC. Yes, Killswitch is a perfect example. I'm not a huge fan of the Jesse Leach stuff, but I'm a big fan of the Howard Jones stuff.
I like all of it.
I've seen
I saw
Killswitch
both
twice.
of them live. Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen them 3 times, twice with Howard and once with
Jesse. Yeah, see, I've only ever seen them with Jesse. And it's not that I don't like Jesse. I prefer Howard. I prefer Howard's vocals. I think his vocals...
They both put on great shows.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all fucking... Okay, every time I've seen Killswitch Engage, I've ended up playing hacky sack with the band outside in the rain. All
that
3
tracks.
times.
That tracks. That tracks. But yeah, no, I think
then they tore that venue down.
Yeah.
Built a Walmart. It's so depressing, man.
It's the most American thing ever. Oh, this is fun. Tear it down. Walmart.
There's another place where I know of where they tore down a drive-in movie theater and put it in a Google server farm.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Sounds about right. But yeah, I think that was a very good discussion on that. And I think that was a needed one, because I felt the need, as them being my favorite band, to talk about my thoughts. And I'm not being a dick, but the people that are being dicks, you can go fuck yourselves.
And I respect Mike Shinoda probably as much as anyone else on the fucking planet. As far as a musician, a producer, a writer, he does everything. He just doesn't get the same kind of credit Ed Sheeran does. But if you talk to Ed Sheeran and be like, hey, so like of people in the industry who kind of do, because Ed also, you know, writing, production, vocals, like all the same shit, right? Just in a slightly different way. But if you went up to Ed Sheeran and went, hey, so what other, you know, triple threat people can you think of in the industry? I guarantee you one of the names he's going to come up with is Mike Shinoda, because there aren't many people who do all of it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get musicians who are also vocalists and producers and songwriters and fucking have the organizational skills to put whole ass projects together. Like,
it just doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't happen. Brilliant. That's so many things on a plate. It's like you're at a buffet and you decided to get something other than pizza for once.
Yeah.
Just me?
No.
Dude, buffet pizza hit different if you're at a good buffet.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good spot to move on to our songs of the week. Bree, I want you to lead this because your choice is fucking spectacular.
My song of the week is called Nasty Dog by Sir Mix-a-Lot. It is my song of the week. It should be my song of the last 2 months ever since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and everybody's Hugh Jackman obsession just rose, because now on TikTok, I cannot scroll an entire 10 minutes without coming across at least 3 thirst edits of that man to that song. And now if there's a bunch of edits to that song of a bunch of people, like there's one of Deadpool that nearly made, I was watching in my work bathroom and I nearly fell off the toilet. It's dramatic, but it happened. I saw one of a certain Catherine McNamara as Evil Clary that I tried to send to Chris, but Chris doesn't use TikTok.
I have TikTok. I just don't open it much.
Don't use it?
I don't use it.
But yes, now there are a lot of thirst edits of very attractive people to this song, and yeah, and also another song by Sir Mix-a-Lot, Bark Like You Want It, which is also being edited to Hugh Jackman, which I am thankful for. And when I made Chris listen to my song, because I listened to his, and then I made him listen to mine, he's like, "You're very into this song," and I'm like, "Yes."
All right, so well, it was nothing new to me because I've heard that song before. I'm very familiar with Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's a great song. It's fun.
Baby's got back.
All of Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And all Sir Mix-a-Lot stuff has weird sexy related to it in some form or fashion.
It really does.
It's just the weirdest. You get the weirdest videos out of Sir Mix-a-Lot shit, and
He's horny as fuck.
It's not as horny as WAP.
Yeah.
But close.
I know
it gets close sometimes. Pronounce it WAP.
Yeah, please pronounce it WAP for my sake.
WAP. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll explain after
why
stream.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Sir Mix-a-Lot's great.
Sir Mix-a-Lot's awesome. Dave, your song is also terrific.
So my song, for some reason, always makes me think of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the first one, even though it wasn't
Tony
ever
Hawk.
in. No, it wasn't. It wasn't in any of the games.
It was in Skate. It was in the first Skate.
It was in the first Skate game that I never fucking played.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
So I don't know how I'm related to, but I related to like that era of gaming, I guess. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure that song came out in like the early 90s, like 92-ish. The song I'm talking about is Pretend We're Dead by L7. So, and for those of you who don't know, L7 is an all-girl punk rock band founded
92.
in 1985. It was 92? Okay.
92. That song's as old as I am.
Founded in 1985. They broke up in 2001, got back together in 2014. They're still together. They're often associated with the grunge movement. In fact, Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love reportedly met at an L7 concert.
That tracks.
So, but it's super cool. And like, when you think of girl bands from the 80s, you think of like the glam rock shit and the hair band shit. You don't think of like, I see your Sex Pistol and raise you Meat Wallet.
I don't know. You have like the Runaways before Joan Jett went on her own.
Right.
I wouldn't say Heart was much of a glam rocky.
No, but they were very big hair.
Kind of. Yeah.
And these guys went full on just straight up punk.
Yeah.
Not neo-punk either. Traditional punk into grunge.
Yeah.
And completely skipped like that neo-punk phase. And went from like 70s style punk to grunge. And you know what? That transition, the more I think about it, it makes a lot of fucking sense.
A lot of punk bands made that transition to grunge. Because
what is grunge except for punk? But you have a little more liberty to just kind of have fun with it and do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, it doesn't need
because as a punk band, you have to fit in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Where bands like
fit in
Alice
this
in
mold,
Chains
man.
were able to like really solidify what grunge would sound like. I don't want to say, not to take away from like bands like Nirvana, because they were also just as influential, but I feel like the real pocket of grunge, the sound you think of with grunge, I at least think of immediately as Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains, in particular, their Facelift album.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is the one Man in the Box came on.
Speaking of Nirvana,
you want to know what else I weirdly associate with grunge?
What?
9 Inch Nails.
I don't think they're grunge. They're more nu metal.
They are post-industrial metal.
Yeah. That being said, I love 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, so good. But if you think about what grunge is and what post-industrial metal is, they almost feel like they should be two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because they both have that very not manufactured like boy band manufactured, but like manufactured like made in a factory sound to them.
Yeah.
It's a lot more raw, I guess.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Name me a better dynamic duo in rock. Besides Mike and Chester. Yeah. See? Dave's like, fuck.
Well, because, like, a lot of the big names you think of aren't really directly associated with another person.
Yeah.
But everything Trent does is experimental, and he always has somebody working on shit with him.
Yeah, and it's everything he's done is usually been with Atticus. Unless it's like his own solo project, but anything 9 Inch Nails, it's always been those two.
Right. And then Primus is an entirely different animal. Because I don't think Atticus is involved in Primus.
I don't believe so.
Primus is weird. You guys think Nine Inch Nails is experimental? No, Primus is experimental. One of the instruments they use is a cat on the end of a stick. I'm kidding, but it is that weird.
Yeah, but I mean, Trent had nothing to do with Primus either, so. You're thinking of Les Claypool.
Yup. Yup.
I was like, Dave, I don't think Trent Reznor had anything to do with Primus.
You're right,
he
like, didn't.
Les Claypool's the lead singer, but...
Yep, no, Les Claypool's another fucking guy we should probably have as Musician of the Week sometime, though, to be
Same
fair.
with Maynard James Keenan.
Yeah.
But yeah. My song of the week is The Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park. It is their newest song. It's real fucking good. It makes me super excited to hear what this new album is going to sound like. It's a banger. I've listened to it probably 6 or 7 times over the past few days. I'm here for all the new shit. Bree, who is in your music corner this week?
So for my music corner this week, I'm taking a week off from my spooky series. And this week I want to honor a rapper who recently passed away. I feel like a couple days ago.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, his name, well, not his name, but his rapper name is Rich Homie Quan. Where I searched for a while. He only had one album that he actually put out, but he has endless amount of features, endless amounts of singles, a bunch of mixtapes, and all of them were songs that were like, they were the song of the summer for whatever summer they came out.
It's so true.
It was a lot of just, he didn't get deep and sentimental in any of his music. A lot of his music was just like, we're here to have a fun time. We're here to just, it's either family get together, friends get together, just kind of hang out, have a good time. That's the music, that's the kind of music, that's the kind of energy all of his music had. And sometimes you just need that. You don't need a song that's deep and sentimental and like emotional. You just need a song that just is a party. He also he never won any awards, but he was nominated for 1 BET award and 4 BET Hip Hop Awards, and he was also nominated for iHeart Radio Music Award. His career started in 2011 with his first mainstream single, which was called Type of Way, which peaked at number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100. His probably biggest song, which was called Flex, was released in 2015. It reached number 26 on the chart. He was a part of the Cash Money Records spin-off project Rich Gang, who found success with their 2014 single Lifestyle, which I don't know a single word to that song because the entire song is just lifestyle.
Yeah.
I looked up the lyrics. I don't remember them. It's just that. So yeah, unfortunately, and he was only 33 years old. An official cause of death has not been released. He was just kind of found unresponsive. But yeah, if you want to just be in a good mood, just listen to some Rich Homie Quan songs in honor of him.
You know who founded Cash Money Records?
Lil Wayne.
Birdman.
Oh, Birdman. That's
Birdman.
Right. Lil Wayne was a part of it, brought on people like Nicki Minaj.
Here's your former roster. Or no, who do we got? Who's their current lineup now? Birdman is still on there. Juvenile is still on there. Turk. I'm trying to think of people. That's really it that I would actually know. Damn.
Let's see if I recognize.
Lil Wayne was a part of it for a while. Rich Gang is part of what that little thing. Young Money is something that branched itself off too, which is what Lil Wayne founded.
Wait, Austin Mahone was a part of Cash Money at one point? What
Yes. Yes.
Because I looked it up, and it's the AI thing that Google is using, and the top ones, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, right under that, Austin Mahone. Then you get to Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Tyga.
Yeah. I know.
Why was Austin Mahone?
Cash Money also, at one point, Limp Bizkit was a part of, too, if I remember correctly. Because Fred Durst, dude, you don't understand. Fred Durst fucks with everyone. There's not a person in the music industry that genuinely hates him. At least not anymore.
So
Back
him
in the
and
day,
Eminem, if I remember correctly, him and Eminem had fake beef that they both knew was fake, and they would like, outside of cameras and stuff, they were totally cool, but like the minute the cameras were on, they beefed so hard with each other for no fucking reason other than it was free clout.
Oh my god, Dave, I need to show you Spencer's fucking Fred Durst impression. They did a Smosh Games episode or something.
Oh no.
And they were playing darts and he did Fred Durst. It was so fucking funny. I was like, only Spencer. Only Spencer. Oh my god.
Only Spencers.
Only Spencers. So I think that brings us to our final piece of business here. That is our musician of the week. Now,
continue. I have to go smell Sprite again.
Oh god. Now I'm sure someone's gonna give us some shit, but let's stop pretending that they're bad and let's be real with ourselves. But our musician of the week is the band Nickelback. Formed in 1995 in Hanna, Alberta, Canada. By frontman Chad Kroeger and his brother Mike, who is the bassist of the band. The band has put out 10 studio albums, as well as, I believe, 2005, the band's best-selling album to date, All the Right Reasons, produced 3 top 10s and 5 top 20 singles in the Billboard Top 100. Let's see. Nickelback is one of the most commercially successful Canadian bands ever, having sold more than 50 million albums worldwide. In 2023, they were inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. Let me see if I can get all of their awards. They have won 2 American Music Awards, 6 Billboard Music Awards. They've been nominated for 6 Grammys, 12 Juno Awards. They were nominated for, or they've won 7, iHeartRadio Much Music Awards, Much Music, whatever. People's Choice Award. They've been nominated for 143 different awards.
But everybody hates them, though.
Yeah,
right. I think it's just part of the meme at this point.
It was, yeah, they were one of the bands. Dude, everybody loves Nickelback. They're fucking amazing. They were one of the bands that it was cool to hate. There's been a bunch of them. Linkin Park was one of them that was cool to hate at one point.
Creed.
3 Doors Down. Creed. Well,
3 Doors Down.
I don't like Creed for a lot of reasons. I'm just not a fan.
Oh no, they're
music.
not for everybody, but they were bandwagoned real hard at one point.
Oh yeah. And now it's funny because that stopped and everyone's like, I fucking love Nickelback.
I'm the same as I've always been. They're not bad.
They're a great band.
I won't turn them off like I did the Allman Brothers earlier today.
I kind of fuck with the Allman Brothers. Some songs.
Look,
not all of them.
The Allman Brothers are great, but you got to be in a mood for the Allman Brothers.
Yes, you do.
and coming off the back of Closer into any Allman Brothers song.
It's not a vibe. It is not a vibe. Oh my god. No, it's not a vibe. Like it's a good try, but it's not.
I probably know more Nickelback songs than I realize, but the only song that's coming to my brain right now is How You Remind Me, and it's incredible.
Oh,
that was their first hit.
Photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
Look
In
at
fact,
this
I was I was just gonna look for that.
Fucking Vine. Yes, if you can find it, please play it. Yeah, listen, I fuck with Nickelback. They put a new album out a couple years ago. I heard
It
was
wasn't
really
good.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, because okay, so everybody was saying, "Man, this really, Nickelback, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Oh wow, so this is gonna be like." No, it was just a average Nickelback album.
Yeah, it came out 2022. It was fire. I'm in.
And it was an average Nickelback album. Like, it wasn't bad. It was a good album, but the way people talk about it, it's like, oh wow, so this is like Meteora or Facelift by Alice in Chains. Meteora is one of my.
Comparing it to Meteora. Stupid people.
Meteora was a great fucking album.
Meteora's, of course, it was a great album, Dave.
No, but I'm saying, like, Meteora was a step above Linkin Park's regular. People talk about their album last year like it's a step above their regular, and it's not.
I was gonna say who's comparing it?
They're not directly comparing that and Meteora. No.
San Quentin is a banger, dude.
They're treating it like it's better than their average, and it's not. It's just people realize they don't hate Nickelback, sort of thing.
That's really that's what it is. It's funny that Nickelback put out 2 albums before their album Silver Side Up, which is the one that popped off, because that's the one that has How You Remind Me, Too Bad, Never Again, like some of their big hits. That's the album that really took them mainstream. But they put out. It's much like Dookie is not technically Green Day's first album, but it is the album that blew up.
Right. Well, just like Americana isn't anywhere near The Offspring's first album, but it was their first enormous commercial success.
Yeah.
Even though the 3 albums they did prior to that all sold pretty well.
Yeah.
But Americana made them a household name. Period.
So, Bree, from you being younger than us, what does your generation look at with back?
They don't. Honestly, they don't.
That's depressing.
And if they do, it's just to follow the meme.
Oh, God, that's right.
Look, all I'm going to say is, if you ask me for 45 cents and I give you 2 quarters, I want my nickel back.
I know Dave hates when I classify things as this, but for my generation, Nickelback is looked as dad rock, even though they're not.
Oh no, it 100% is. It 100% is.
But what's funny is that term never existed until your generation.
Correct.
Yeah, because most of us had either a dad or an uncle or something, or some male parental figure that was obsessed with 80s rock or 90s rock or something, and would just make us, in my case it was my uncle, and it wasn't even rock. Sometimes it was rock, other times it was country. So
yeah, no, my kid knows who Nickelback is because I listen to it. She also knows who Stone Temple Pilots are and The Offspring, and my kid is a fucking legend, by the way.
I know
my daughter,
my niece is a year or two, or like she's around your daughter's age, and she knows all the 80s, 90s, 2000s shit. Like she likes listening to.
Well, that's all because of Uncle Chris.
No, my sister, my mom, my dad. Like we're all very. My sister's not as eclectic music taste as I am, but like my parents are my parents are children of musicians. Like, so music is very prevalent everywhere. But yeah, my niece is very much so like that.
The last time I saw my daughter, she, unprovoked, started busting out some Hathaway.
That's epic.
Head bob and everything. And I'm like, you're my kid.
See, I'm super happy with my new job that I work with millennials because I can make jokes and they'll get them. they're all like
Oh,
they're
like
all older
busted out some
millennials. They're
Hadaway?
all around your age, Dave. So like for me being I mean, it's a good 6-7 year gap. That's pretty solid gap. But I'm like, there
Oh,
are
yeah.
things I could reference, and I'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll be like, yes.
See, at my
Look.
job, I'm one of the only ones who is my age. Everybody else is either 40 or like 17.
14. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that when I worked at CVS. I was the youngest for a good amount of time. Everyone was in their 40s and 50s, and I'm like, bro.
Look, you want to know? Okay, so every new job I start from here on out, I have a test I'm going to try. Where I'm going to walk onto the floor, to the job site, whatever, and I'm going to exclaim loudly at the top of my lungs, Chumbawamba, and see what happens.
I can't go down, but I get up again, and it never
And
gonna keep me
depending
down,
on
I
what
can't go down.
happens, I'll know whether or not it's a good fit for me. Because if people start
Fucking
singing, if people look
Chumbawamba.
happy at the word Chumbawamba being said, which is one word and it really feels like two.
I didn't get it from what you said, but I got it from Chris starting to sing.
I get knocked down. That's Chumbawamba, yeah.
Alternate thing you can say instead of Chumbawamba is tub thumping. That's the name of that song, by the way, Bree.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know the name. I don't know the artist.
Pissing the night away.
No, Dave, my test is if I'm a roll up and I'm just gonna scream, if only we could fly! Limp Bizkit style! Just start yelling chocolate starfish.
See, for me it'd be it's just one of those days.
Yeah, well it's still a Limp Bizkit song.
Yeah. When you don't want
The
to wake up,
chocolate
everything's fucked and
starfish
everybody sucks.
and the hot dog flavored water. Bring it on.
Yeah, mine's
I
just
love
going to
them,
be
yeah.
SpongeBob quotes because at my current job, because of the age gap between me and everybody else, well, I have a manager who is 28. That's still older than me, but like she was also raised with SpongeBob. Versus the 40-year-olds are all parents who are like, I never let my kids watch that show. And 17-year-olds who are like, that's old. That's
Then you're probably,
old
I'd have been like,
people.
yeah, well, 17-year-olds are all stupid.
I really wish she'd stop talking so bad about 40-year-olds. I'm not too far off of that, girl.
Dave, are you 40
But
yet?
you're not 40 yet.
I have less than 2 years till I am.
You're still not
And
40, so
then-
shut up.
And then you'll be in the 40s.
Yeah. No, my brother the other day, he sent me a snap and was telling me something didn't work. And my first response was, would you try setting it to Wumbo? And he goes, I don't know, I didn't think of that.
Try setting it to
Just
what?
Wumbo.
Wumbo.
You Wumbo,
You know,
me Wumbo.
He, she, we,
we,
Wumbo.
Wumbo.
Wumbo Wing.
Wumbo
The
Wing.
study of Wumbo? It's first grade,
first
Dave.
grade, Dave.
Wumbology?
The study of Wumbo.
The study of Wumbo?
Hey, Chris, is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick. Stupid Krusty Krab. Patrick, that's the name of the restaurant. Tartar sauce.
The amount of times
Anyway.
me and my manager will just start screaming, chocolate!
Chocolate!
I
You just
remember
can't wait
when
for
I
me to
first-
die, can you?
Dave, you can
Anyway.
come back. We're sorry.
Anyway. I think that's a perfect place to end. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, we appreciate you all so much. You guys being here each week means more to us than you'll ever know. If you want to follow us on our socials, feel free to do that. Hopefully we'll get back to being a little more active. Our social media coordinator kind of has 2 jobs now, so working on it. If you want to check out the merch store, please do so. We got a lot of fun shit over there. I think 2025, I think Dave and I were talking about maybe revamping a lot of shit. So if there's any stuff over there you want to get it now before it's gone. Anything else hockey fans, get ready because we are a few weeks away from the launch of season 3 of the Pucked Up podcast. Myself, Danger, and D get back to talking all things hockey. It's gonna be a fun time. Anything else you want to add before we sign the fuck up out of here?
Wumbo.
Dave's just gonna stare mindlessly into the camera.
You haven't set M for mini. You need to set it to W for Wumbo.
For Wumbo. Patrick, I don't know why I ever doubted you. Bree, hit us with that tagline.
Until we see y'all again, keep it simple, stay weird, don't be a dick. Good night.